The Flyer Athletic Boosters is a nonprofit organization of parents, faculty, and community members that are dedicated to supporting quality youth athletic programs. Since 2004, FAB has proudly donated more than $500,000 to various youth and varsity programs. Help us to ensure the continued success of Little Falls youth and varsity athletic programs. Become a FAB member today. For more information, go to our website, flyerathleticboosters.com. Go Flyers!
And a very good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to the Exchange Arena in Little Falls, where tonight it's boys high school hockey as the Little Falls Flyers with a record of 9-4-2 on the season and just ranked 10th now in the latest Let's Play Hockey Class A poll, take on the Northern Lakes Lightning with a record of 10-5, ranked 14th in that Class A poll. Hello everyone, James Hershey with you. Glad to be with you once again for Flyer Hockey tonight here on Flyer Media Productions. Once again, Mark Teal is our executive director and the student body behind the scenes. And joining me in the booth tonight, once again, is Jamie Pettit. And Jamie, you and I are back once again in Little Falls after a weekend road trip up north.
Flyers had a good week last week, capped off by that road trip. Last Tuesday night, Little Falls beat Alexandria here at the Exchange Arena by a score of 5-2. First half of the overnight trip in Thief River Falls on Friday night. Little Falls tied the Thief River Falls Prowlers 1-1. Luke Avery, a first period goal on the power play. Thief River Falls got a power play goal in the second period from Jackson Hams. Neither team scored in the third. Neither team scored in overtime. Little Falls did have a power play in the third period, but did not score. Final shots on goal, 48 for Thief River Falls, 31 for the Little Falls Flyers, and Isaac Collis, another spectacular night, was 47 of 48 in the 1-1 tie with Thief River Falls on Friday night. It was on to Crookston Saturday afternoon as the Crookston Pirates hosted the Little Falls Flyers from the Crookston Sports Center. Little Falls had a 1-0 lead after one period. Joey Walensky got the first period goal. Kyler Schmidgall opened up the scoring in the second period, and for Kyler Schmidgall, his first varsity goal. That had been on our radar for some time now, and Schmidgall nets his first varsity goal at 5:52 of the second period. Brady Dick with the assist. Little Falls had a 2-0 lead. Crookston would score less than a minute later to make it 2-1. It was 2-1 after two. Flyers opened it up in the third period. They got a goal 43 seconds into period three from Joey Walensky. Originally, we thought Bo Majorly may have tipped that. He didn't, so the goal was credited to Walensky. But the next goal, Bo Majorly did tip off the shot from Ryan Othout at 4:28 on the power play. So Flyers got third period goals from Joey Walensky and the first goal of the season for Bo Majorly at 4:28 as Little Falls beat Crookston 4-1. 41-31, Little Falls had the shots on goal advantage, and Collis was 30 of 31 in the winning effort for Little Falls. Collis allowed 2 goals in 110 minutes of hockey over the weekend as the Flyers had a win and a tie. Little Falls is 6-1-1 in their last 8 games. They lost that game to Hutchinson just before Christmas, and since then the Flyers 6 wins, a loss, and a tie. They're on a tear right now.
I had a chance to sit down with the head coach of the Little Falls Flyers, that being Joey Hanowski, and here's what he had to say about the weekend and the upcoming game tonight. We're joined now with the head hockey coach of the Little Falls Flyers, that being Joey Hanowski. We're back at home, but we'll talk about the weekend trip first before we talk about the game against Northern Lakes. Went up north, a little chilly, a little windy, all sorts of fun stuff up there. You got a tie on Friday night against Thief River Falls and a win against Crookston on Saturday. Your overall assessment of the weekend?
Yeah, I thought it was a good week overall, right? Didn't lose a game, but yeah, some things if you watch film on Thief, could have done a little bit better and maybe scored a few more goals, but yeah, proud of our kids. Again, Crookston, we had some kids all line up, been a long week, and kind of a lackluster game a little bit going through the first two, and then we closed it out in the third. So happy with that. You're going to have those games where, you know, we talked to that Crookston was kind of a trap game to see if, you know, you don't want to lose that one. The Crookston's a good team, but yeah, it was a good win for us and good overall week.
Let's talk a little bit more about, unfortunately, you mentioned had some injuries and that. Tell the folks injuries and where we're at on that right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a broken record for this team this year, staying healthy. But, yeah, good news on Mason Olthout. It could have been, when that the hit happened, it could have been a season-ending one. Doesn't look like that's the case, so he could hopefully be back in the next week. Liam Thomas progressing well with his injuries, and Gendro will be back tonight. So we at least got one of them back. It's a big step for our younger kids to step in when all three of those guys are out. So good to have Gendro back. Give us another top six forward, and those other kids are getting close.
Those three kids were out of the lineup, so you had to have some younger guys step up. I want to talk about that a little bit and what you thought their play was like on Saturday.
Yeah, I think they're sophomores. It's just a growing year for them. One, it's just getting used to high school hockey, and yeah, Dawson Carr, Peyton Carr, Jaden Peterchek, Griffin Kosek, I thought they all did a really nice job. Brandon Laubach did a really nice job. They're still growing. But I thought it was the most complete those kids have played all year, which is a good sign as a coach. That's just a shout-out to our JV that they're developing there correctly. And, yeah, really happy for them. And Brady Dick played really well, too.
One thing that you've had a solid is goaltending and your four defensemen. You've been pretty stout there this year.
Yeah. I would say the Thief was probably a little bit of a step back, but overall I thought our D the whole year played well. Just some D-zone structure stuff. I thought we slipped up against Thief, but overall, yeah, our 4D have been great. Galley, can't say enough good things about him. Dezuric in net, too. Even Johnson, I think all of our goalies on the trip up north all gave up one goal a game. So it was pretty impressive from them.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I didn't get to see the rest of the JV game, but how did the JV team do at Crookston? I know the JV won in overtime at Thief River Falls.
Yeah, the JV had a 2-0 weekend. They outdid the varsity team. They did a really nice win at Thief in overtime, and then they took care of business on Saturday against Crookston.
So I suppose now Austin Fenske's asking for more things now, right?
No. It's more Chakowski. Chakowski's the one. He's the roller coaster of emotion when they're winning and when they're losing. So, no, JV coach has done a great job. It's a good group of kids. That's been the easiest part about coaching this group is having a good locker room from JV to varsity.
One thing that you've done very well on this year is your power play. Currently, you got a 6-game streak of a power play goal. And looking at last year's number, at this time, you're around 22%. You're at 32% as we go into tonight's game. Why the change? Why the difference? Why is it better?
Yeah, I think it's just you have probably, all 5 of them have played this power play for now 2-3 years. So they've had it kind of slowed down for them a little bit and understand what they need to do. I will say it's going to be an interesting penalty kill to go against tonight. People watching at home, they're going to be maybe a little confused what they're doing, but it's pretty impressive. They don't chase. They sit all 4 guys in the neutral zone, and they let you come to them. So it'll be interesting. I think if we can get zone entries tonight, that's our big thing, and set it up. I think we could get another couple of them. So, yeah, power play's been good, and it's just credit to those 5 guys on that power play.
And who's coaching the power play this year?
Well, I'll say me, but like I said, the last couple of years I have had to wear it. I think we've been under 20. So, again, it's just they're starting to understand the concepts of when in doubt. If the puck's on Ryan Olthout's stick, Luke Avery, Remy, whoever it is, Joey, just shoot the puck. When in doubt, shoot the puck. That's still a good play on our power play.
You're finally coming around, Coach.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
All right, let's talk about the game tonight against Northern Lakes, and of course the Lightning. You're going to see them twice. It's a home and home. Obviously, it's kind of a conference game, even though there's really not much of a conference, I guess. And of course, they've got a legendary coach. The coach has got the most wins ever in the state of Minnesota, and Mike Randolph. Your comments about that and the team?
Yeah, I mean, it's an impressive record, right? I don't know what the exact number is, but it's impressive. I mean, he's a legend. Happy to see him still coaching. It was unfortunate what happened in Duluth, and then got to go to St. Thomas for a couple years, and I think he found a really good spot here at Northern Lakes. This is kind of, I would say, the last 5-6 years, a rivalry game that's come to play, and they've kind of had the upper hand against Little Falls in youth hockey, and then we've had some really good games in high school hockey. So, yeah, it's scary. They've got a ton of talent up there, and the way he's coaching them from the film, like they're super structured. Right, they have him. He's got them not thinking. They just know what they have to do. Kind of sometimes look like robots, so that just means that he's having them play his way.
So how do you beat the robots tonight and get another win? What are the keys?
Yeah, smart entries out of our zone. They like to trap on the wing. So we've got to have defensemen attack the middle of the ice and make good plays. I think we're one of the fastest teams in Class A when we're moving, so we have to use our speed. And then the good old Jamie one is special teams. I still think special teams will be important tonight.
Of course, that power play is at 32%, so good job, Coach.
Yeah, thanks.
Once again, that is the head coach of the Little Falls Flyers. That is Joey Hanowski. Thanks to Joey Hanowski in that interview. And let's talk about the visiting team, the Lightning of Northern Lakes. And as we talked about at the end of that interview, the head coach, Mike Randolph, first year at Class A and first year for Northern Lakes.
Eric Vetch was the head coach the previous 2 seasons. Northern Lakes 2 years ago lost in the semifinals in Section 6A. Last year in the Section 6A championship game to the Alexandria Cardinals, Mike Randolph takes over, and in his first game behind the Northern Lakes Lightning bench, they moved the game to the MAC in St. Cloud, anticipating a Northern Lakes win, because a Northern Lakes win meant Mike Randolph picked up his 708th career win, which they did. They beat Prairie Center. He became the all-time winningest high school hockey coach in the state of Minnesota, passing Rochester Mayo's Lauren Grasso. Randolph comes into the game with 717 career wins, and had a chance to meet Mike Randolph for the first time before the game. And it's kind of interesting, meet Mike Randolph for the first time. And then earlier earlier today or yesterday, Willard Eichela from Edina passed away.
Yeah, that's sad news there too with Willard. And by the way, the assistant coach for obviously the Northern Lakes Lightning is Tom Klein. Tom used to coach actually Wayzata, Minnetonka, and he actually used to go against Willard Eichela back in the day.
And Mike Randolph and Tom Klein, that's the only 2 coaches they have. Mike's the head coach and Tom's the assistant. There's nobody else, just the 2 of them. They both coach the JV game.
Side story really briefly with Tom, actually his brother Dave Klein coached Mount Westaka, the Whitehawks. I did some broadcasting for Orono and Mount Westaka, and in 2001 they went to state. And actually, Tom was one of my color commentators for one of the games leading up to state. I asked him, hey, Tom, do you remember me? He's like, oh, yeah, I remember that. So, these guys have been around a long time, but they're very sharp, definitely with their mind.
And the Lightning are 10-5 this year. Their leading scorer is Drew Paulbeck, a senior. He's got 19 goals and 13 assists for 32 points. This is a team that's got their eyes on the state tournament. They have risen to the top in Section 6A. They have a 2-game sweep over the Alexandria Cardinals. They're the early favorite.
All right, let's take a look at the starting netminders for tonight.
The Northern Lakes Lightning, 10-5. Mike Randolph is their first-year head coach. He's got 717 career wins. The Lightning start Sam Suja in goal. He's 9-4 this year. He's a sophomore. He's played 663 minutes, a 2.2 goals against average, save percentage at 90.5%, and he has 6 shutouts, including a 1-0 shutout last week over River Lakes. The River Lakes Stars were shut out by Northern Lakes 1-0 last week. Isaac Collis is now being introduced as the Little Falls Flyers starting goaltender. Little Falls is 9-4-2 this season. Collis is 9-3-2 for the Little Falls Flyers in goal, 728 minutes, a 2.2 goals against average, save percentage at 93.7%, and Collis has a save percentage of 90% or greater in his last 7 games. What more can you ask for from Isaac Collis and the Little Falls Flyers net?
No, and he has a chance also in maybe this game or the next game to move up on the save list all the way to number 2 if he gets about 50-some saves coming up. All right, let's take a break here. And time now for the national anthem. And a nice rendition of the national anthem there by some of the choir members here at Little Falls High School. All right, Little Falls, Northern Lakes, just around the corner. But we got to find out a history lesson from Professor Pettit.
We're going to continue with the power play. We talked, Coach Janowski, along in your interview, talked about the power play for the Little Falls Flyers. Have power play streak. They've scored a power play goal in 6 consecutive games. Doesn't happen often. Last season, Little Falls had 6 games in a row where they scored a power play. Then you go back to 2010, 2011, and 2008, 2009, when you had 6 consecutive games with a power play goal. 2007, 2008, 9 consecutive games with the power play goal, and in 2006, 2007, 15 consecutive games with the power play goal. Really no surprise, as the top line that season was Ben Hanowski, Bo Hanowski, and Jared Fessler.
And that was year number 1 of me broadcasting games here. 15 games. Wow. I must have said a lot of Pizza Ranch power plays for that, didn't I?
Had to order extra certificates that season.
Absolutely. All right, we're about ready to drop the puck on this one. Thanks for watching. Hopefully everybody is safe and sound after our chilly weekend we had. Wow, it was mighty chilly when we were up north.
Warmed up to 7 degrees when I walked in the Zamboni room tonight.
Well, when you walk in, it always warms up, right?
Always, yeah.
Exactly. All right, puck down. We're underway with high school hockey tonight here on FMP. As you can see on the screen, the dark jerseys are Northern Lakes, and the Flyers back once again with the Spirit of St. Louis jersey, that Gemini jersey. Out to center ice it comes. It's brought up here by Walensky. He'll get it up to Othau. Othau back to Walensky. Up there. That puck behind now. Played back to the line here to Avery. He'll play it back to Othau. Othau with a shot, and the save made there by Suja, and he'll hold on.
34 seconds into the first period, and the Flyers go rushing into the offensive end of the ice, have a couple really good scoring chances, and Suja is tested early in the Northern Lakes net.
Well, Joey Janowski said he thinks they have one of the fastest teams in the state of hockey when it comes to Class A if they are moving, and they look pretty fast there.
It was on full display in the first 34 seconds.
This will be played down to the right of the netminder, Collis. As you mentioned, Isaac Collis has been on fuego as of late. In his last 6 games, he is 5-0. Make that last 7 games, he's 6-0-1 as he makes the blocker save there. Has a save percentage of 96.1 in those last 7 games. Goals against 1.4. 244 saves, 254 shots.
From an opponent's perspective, you want to get to him early. Alexandria got a couple goals in the first period last Tuesday night, and then Collis was dialed in the rest of the way. They weren't going to get another one by him.
Puck played out to center ice here. Seeing some of the third line out there tonight for the Flyers. Jamie's going to let us know about the lines here coming up with the next whistle. Played back here now by Cable. Out to center ice. Avery now with it. He'll come across the line. Avery still with it. Avery now, goal line extended. Centered out in front. Tied up there was Labach. It's time. Coming over now to get it is Nybakken. He'll play it all the way through, and we'll get an icing. Let's look through those lines tonight.
Ryan Othau centers the first line for the Little Falls Flyers. He had 3 assists in the Crookston win on Saturday. Joey Walensky on the left. Lucas Gendro back in the lineup on the right. Derek Young centers line 2. Brady Dick on the left. Bo Majurley on the right. Griffin Kosick, the third line center. Brandon Labach on the left. Tyler Rakowski on the right. Remy Chisholm, Luke Avery, Kyler Schmidgall, Alex Toma, 4 defenseman rotation for the Flyers. 2 on the injured reserve list, Mason Othout and Liam Toma, with Isaac Collis in goal.
Hershey sends it all the way around and out to center ice where it's picked up by Chisholm. Remy Chisholm will come across the line with it, try to avoid Ballmer there. Ballmer with it behind the net now, and he'll move it up to Paulbeck. Able to keep it in at least for a short time there was Walensky, getting some out from Gendro. And it'll be save it all the way down the ice for another icing. Let's look at the lines for the Lightning. It's centered by Wyatt Ballmer. On the left wing is Hosea Ryer, and on the right wing is Drew Paulbeck. Second line is Easton Anderson. The center, Jacob Peterson on the left, and you've got Jerome Martin on the right. Third line is Parker Fulton. He's centering Jared Marathaler on the left and Anthony Noyes on the right. As This one will come towards the netminder. Suja comes back to the line, not out as it's held in there by Toma. Shots are 2-1 in favor of the Flyers. Martin back at his own end. Here's Bo Majerle, who's got his first goal of the season. He got that in Crookston. Centers a pass there, but knocked down by the stick of one of the Lightning, and it goes up into the safety netting and out of play.
Sam Suja has 6 shutouts for the Northern Lakes Lightning this season. He catches with his right hand. And as my former head coach, Brad Shellstead, used to say, called him a little lefty. Of course, Brad Shellstead, a former goaltender at Minneapolis Southwest and for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. But anytime the Wolverines would run up against a goaltender that catches with his right hand, he'd call him a little lefty.
Out to center ice it comes. Moved ahead here now. As this Noise sends it around. Marthaler tries to get there first. He gets it down to Noise in the corner. Then it'll be Labach picking up the loose puck, plays it to the line. Out to center ice, just out of the reach there, Rakowski. Briefly touched there by Kosek and then dumped in here by Noise. Back there first is Chisholm. He played 3 minutes of hockey. No score. Here comes Remy Chisholm. He'll dump across the line. Chisholm now blows a tire right at the half wall and comes back out to center. Walensky picks up the loose puck. Dumped in again here. Quickly turned there by Versailles and out to center ice it comes. Racing after it now. Coming in is Ballmer. Potential 2-on-1. Quick shot and save made there by Collis. And then he clears the rebound as Kyler Schmidgall had came all the way from the bench trying to race over there and get into the play.
It's like the Flyers got caught a little bit on a line change there. Schmidgall was late entering the party.
Versailles plays it in the corner now. Picked up here this time by Paulbeck. Back to Versailles, but it goes out of the zone, and the Lightning have to touch up. Out to center ice by Gendro. And then moved ahead here. This should be icing on the Flyers with 13:08 to go. There's no score.
Point Club watch tonight. Joey
Yes.
Walensky, 51 goals, 48 assists, 99 career points. Here's a look at this play that the Lightning had offensively, and it was Joey Walensky that stepped in to clear that rebound away. But Walensky needs a point to become the 26th member of the Little Falls Flyers 100-point club.
This will be cleared the length of the ice. It's going to go just to the left of the netminder, and it'll be another icing here on the Flyers.
Well, the Lightning are coming off that big win on Saturday, beating Alexandria 5-2. They've now completed the 2-game sweep over the Cardinals this season. It sure appears that they're on a fast track to the number 1 seed.
Yeah, is there any chance they can't be a number 1
they
seed?
have a game with Fergus Falls, but I don't know that that's really going to mix anything up if they would lose.
Well, Majerle, nice couple of moves there. Brady Dick will dump it in. They'll chase after it. Getting back there first to touch it that time is Nybakken. Played to the line, not out. Toma able to keep it in, and then it comes out to center. Picked up there and spun around is Young. Flyers have to touch up. They do. That'll give Nybakken an opportunity to play it up on the right wing to Martin. Martin rink-wide pass right in front of the bench of the Lightning. Anderson had it. Now moved up here by Nybakken. Intercepted by Young. Young now comes across and onside. It looked like maybe Dick was caught in on that, but they let it go, and it goes up into the safety netting out of play.
Just to finish my thought on that, in fairness, Fergus Falls has a game remaining with Northern Lakes and a game remaining with Alexandria, so the Otters could throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into that equation if they would beat Alexandria and Northern Lakes as we head towards the end of the regular season.
Out at center ice, here's Marthaler coming across the line. Fires a shot towards the netminder, a low one, and covered up there is Collis, and he holds on. Fergus Falls 10-7 going into action tonight, and they're 3-1 in the section. So yeah, there's a chance, I suppose.
Their one loss is to Alexandria, and they only play Northern Lakes once during the regular season. That'll happen on January 28th, a week from tonight, and that game is in Breezy Point.
I'm guessing Fergus plays Alex one more time too.
They do.
This will be dumped in by the Flyers. Back there. Get some help there then from Fulton. Can't clear it out of the zone though, as the Flyers able to keep it in. Labach now. Wrist shot taken there by Chisholm. Hit traffic in front. And be turned around there by Noise out all the way down to the Flyers zone. No icing. This is Ryan Othout back at his own end. Othout at center ice. And lost the handle there, but they say it's onside. Gender will play it into the corner. Cable there first. And it's touched there by Ryer. Can't clear it out of the zone. Now picked up here by Vernus. He'll play it off the boards. Held in at the left point there by Chisholm. And then bounced out to center ice here by Ballmer. Picked back up by Walensky. Shot towards the netminder. Suja, he'll hold on. And we'll draw a faceoff down in the Lightning zone.
The first line for the Little Falls Flyers is reunited. Ryan Othout, Joey Walensky, Lucas Gendro. Gendro was shaken up in the third period in the 1-1 tie with Thief River Falls. Did not play Saturday in the 4-1 win against Crookston. Bo Majurley was elevated to first line, and Majurley did well in the third period in overtime against Thief River, and then scored a goal Saturday against Crookston, playing with Ryan Othout and Joey Walensky.
Well, you chronicled it, the Flyers, since that loss to Hutchinson, 6-1-1 in that time frame. Ryan Othout, 19 points, 6 goals, 13 assists, and yes, 15 games played this year. He's got a point in every game.
There were a lot of unhappy faces after the 4-1 loss in Hutchinson before Christmas. I think it was a long bus ride home.
It was a long car ride home for us too, wasn't it?
Yes.
There's a lot of question marks at that time, but things have worked themselves out as of now. Here's Peterson coming across, trying to drop it back to Anderson, just couldn't gather that in and put a shot towards the netminder Collis. It'll be picked up here by Young. He'll play it out to center ice. Majorly trying to move it ahead, and onside they say it is. As this is Schmidgall, he'll play it into the corner. Back down to the line, but not out. Good job there by Young to keep it in. And moved ahead here now by Cable, and out to center ice it comes. 10:20 to go here in the opening period. No score. Shots 4-3 in favor of the Flyers. Go behind the Lightning. Noise on the right wing. Tries to pass it out, knocked down there in front. Now moving across the line, this is Marthaler. Marthaler centered a pass, trying to find Fulton. That missed. Noise now has it, and it goes off the pads there of Rakowski into the Flyer bench and stops play.
Good job by Rakowski. He's the right wing on the third line tonight. Noise tried to take a shot from just inside the blue line. It was blocked by Rakowski and ricocheted into the Flyer bench.
Face-off coming up in that left circle to the right of the netminder Collis. And that first line is out there. Joey Walensky in those 8 games, 7 goals, 6 assists, 13 points. And Lucas Gendro, he's actually missed 2 games in those 8 games we've been talking about. 7 goals, 3 assists for 10 points in just 6 games for him. So good to have him back on the ice tonight for the Flyers. This is Ryer. He'll dump it in deep. Up here by Walensky. Ryer gets it back now. Left circle. That shot deflected and goes wide off the stick there of Othout. Now it's Paulbeck. He'll send it back here, and once again, Versailles unable to keep it in. Vernus now bobbling a little bit. He'll dump it across. Avery quickly gets it. They get it over to Chisholm. The outlet pass just out of the reach of Walensky, but he'll chase after it. He'll get there first. He'll leave it off for Othout. Othout with a shot. Suja with the save, and will hold on.
Good job by Joey Walensky to track down the puck near the left half wall offensive zone. Got the pass to Ryan Othout. We have a good look at it here on Flyer Media Productions. Ryan Othout from the bottom of the circle took the shot, and Suja in good position made the save.
Face off left circle to the right of the netminder Suja. He's faced 5 Flyer shots, perfect 5 for 5. Here's Peterson racing after the puck. Schmidgall will get there first. He'll go around the net, play it off the glass out to center ice. Gathered there by Nybakken over to Cable. Moved ahead and out of the reach there of Peterson. Back the other way come the Flyers. Brady Dick racing after it. Dick tries to center it, and he'll go behind the net. Played ahead now here by Easton Anderson, not out of the zone. Schmidgall able to keep it in, then gives it up to Anderson. Anderson skates out to center, comes across the blue line. Anderson backhand attempt. That one's played away there by Collis. As the 4th shot registered here for the Lightning. 8:30 to go here. We played halfway period number 1. Kyler Schmidgall, the goal scorer. Plays it in deep. And now the loose puck comes up to Rakowski. Back on the tape is Schmidgall. Now over to the left side. Quick wrist shot taken there by Avery. Hit traffic in front. And it'll be cleared all the way down just to the left of the netminder. Collis off the end wall. Icing coming up here on the Lightning.
Well, the Lightning are 10-5. Little Falls is 9-4-2. If you were to look at this game and try to handicap it this afternoon, on paper, you'd say this should be a low-scoring game. You've got Isaac Collis in the Little Falls Flyers net. His save percentage is at 93.7%. And then on the Northern Lakes side, Suja's save percentage is at 90.5%, and he's got 6 shutouts this year. Will we have a goaltending battle?
Well, so far it has been early on here as that shot by Avery reached the netminder Suja, and he makes his 6th save of the first period. Fulton trying to clear it out. Flyers and Kosek playing it a little deeper. Fulton gets it back. They'll play it off the wall all the way down. This should be an icing call coming up here, and it will. It'll bring it back down into the Lightning zone, and the Lightning have been charged with a bunch of icings already early on.
There's been a number of icings in the first period. It's going to be a defensive zone faceoff for the Lightning. Drew Paulbeck's on the ice. He had 60 points last season for the Northern Lakes Lightning. They went to the Section 6A championship game, losing to the Alexandria Cardinals. Paulbeck's always dangerous when he's on the ice for the Lightning.
There's a nice little give and a go, and a shot taken there by Othau, and it hits the side. Back to the line now here by the Lightning. Ryer out to center. Moved ahead here. Chisholm to Walensky. He'll dump it in. Chase after it. Cable back there did it first. Back now to the point. Here's Avery with a shot. Looking for a tip in front there was Walensky, and then missed it. Walensky now with it. Gets it to Gendro. Goes past him. Picked up here by Paulbeck. Paulbeck gets across the checkered line. Dumps it in deep. Chases after it. Collis goes out for a stroll. Leaves it off there for Chisholm. Now to Avery. And this will go off at the ceiling as it deflects off a Lightning stick.
Now 6:55 to go in the first period, and it appears Kochanowski on the Little Falls Flyers bench would like his first line out against the Northern Lakes Lightning first line as much as possible. And of course, Hanowski's got the last change as the home coach.
So you got the second lines out there right now. Anderson centering the Lightning, Young centering the Flyers. And Young wins the draw, gets it out to center ice. Lightning dump it back in, 6:45 to go here in the first. Coming up in our intermissions, take a look back at the 04-05 team. Of course, celebrating 20 years. 20-year anniversary coming up, and it'll be a big celebration coming up on Saturday. We'll chat about that coming up here in the intermissions and along in the postgame too.
We've already previewed the guest list.
Yes. Back to the point now. Varsity with a shot there, and that one hit some traffic, and I believe Collis then got the last piece of it and just went wide. Played to the line here by the Flyers, out to center ice. Varsity dumps it back in. Lightning have to touch up. They'll change. Flyers come to the line now, out to center ice. Schmidgall's pass too strong there to handle. Dick now has it at center ice. He'll backhand it in. And quickly gathered in here by Varsity out to center. Now it is Fulton. Fulton, right wing side. He's got a winger, Marthaler, and Marthaler couldn't pull the trigger as Collis saw that one all the way, and Marthaler had a great opportunity, but it just rolled off the tape. Nybach in now. Tries to pass it out in front, and it's intercepted back the other way, and this is Walensky. Moved ahead, check that. That's Chisholm. Chisholm will center it across, goes off the stick there of Suja, and a quick shot taken there by Labach. Still kept in here by the Flyers. Furness back in his own end. Nearly intercepted there by Labach, comes out to center. Fulton fires it in just on the other side of the blue line. Collis makes the save, leaves it down, keeps it going. Avery quickly now over as he gets it to Chisholm. Moved ahead here now to Walensky. Walensky bumped up along the wall right in front of the Lightning bench there by Ballmer. Ballmer now tying up Avery.
All over Avery.
He was. Now picked up here by Chisholm. Chisholm with a shot. That one just goes wide. That might have clinked off the pipe possibly and then caromed up.
I heard some pipe.
Might have been the crossbar.
Yep, I heard some iron. I heard some of that purple iron here at the Exchange Arena up into the safety netting.
Let's
I
take
think
a
we're
look
going to
here.
have another look at it.
Oh yeah, it
yes,
did.
it did, right off the crossbar.
So clanks the crossbar. And the face-off down in the Lightning zone. Under 5 to go here in a very entertaining first period without any scoring. No penalties, no scoring, just some good clean hockey.
Yeah, good fast pace to the first period.
Absolutely. very easy to broadcast when it's this way. Back out to center ice it comes. Cable picks up the loose puck. Gives it to Ryer. He'll dump it in. Back there to get it first is Chisholm. Chisholm kind of overskated it a little bit. And Paulbeck will come up with it. Back to Varsity. Now back to Paulbeck. Centered and passed. That one behind the net. Going after it is Ryer. He'll play it back to Vernus. Vernus walks in, fires a shot, and actually hit Balmer and carry him to the corner. The Flyers will throw it off the glass all the way down and a just cross for an icing call.
Not a bad idea for Little Falls. They were scrambling a little bit in their own zone. It was first line against first line. It looked like Northern Lakes was starting to gain some footing with that shift, and Flyers got it down the length of the ice. They'll take the defensive zone face-off.
Face-off one here by Little Falls and Derek Young. Played out to center ice here by Majerle. Moved back in here by Easton Anderson. Him and Schmidgall go after it. Kyler gets in the corner first, takes it away from Anderson. Kyler then is getting stick worked, and out to center it comes. Vernus moves it ahead now. And that'll go up into the bench here of the Flyers, and we'll get a whistle and a stoppage of play.
I think I made the comment Saturday from Crookston and the Flyers' 4-1 win that Schmidgall, in a positive way, has been feisty for the Little Falls Flyers since about that Hutchinson game.
Yeah.
Really played well, and then gets that first varsity goal on Saturday afternoon, and we named him the Pizza Ranch player of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the defense has been, like I said in the pregame interview, goaltending's not been an issue. The defense, the four solid defensemen really haven't been an issue, and they've been goal scorers too. They've been getting a lot of goal scoring from the defense, which is awesome.
Yeah, Avery had the only goal Friday night in the tie with Thief River Falls.
Yeah, I mean, Avery right now has got a 10-game point streak for a defenseman. And, of course, in the last 8 games, he's got 3 goals, 9 assists for 12 points. And Remy Chisholm with 10 points in that 8-game stretch, too. 2 goals, 8 assists. Way to the corner, Oath out. Kicked there by Walensky, but on the tape of Paulbeck, who gets it over to Balmer. Balmer sends it towards the netminder. Kylis never reached him. Paulbeck has it on the end wall. He'll play it back to the point. Quick shot taken there. That one tipped just wide by Balmer. That shot came there from Ricola. And it'll be played out to center ice. Rolling puck here. This is probably going to be icing. Well, it died down. Nope, waved it off. Joey Walensky just had the right amount of loft and right amount of spin on that. And this will be a delayed offside as the Flyers are caught there with 2:32 to go in the first.
Yeah, Walensky's able to shovel that down the length of the ice. Didn't quite have enough to get to the end line, so Little Falls wasn't called for icing.
Well, of course, here we're at the end of the period. A lot of snow out there.
A lot of starting and stopping in the first period.
It's not like the NHL where they come out and they shovel it off every 6 minutes or so.
The shovel break.
The shovel break, yep. So we should tell Wesley he needs to get a crew out here.
That's
a shovel
more,
crew.
Isn't that more because it's an advertising ploy?
Well, I mean, it's also
the shovels are sponsored by someone. The garbage cans sponsored by someone. The ladies that do the shoveling, they're usually sponsored by somebody.
Well, and there's also a mandatory TV timeout too, so you got to do something during that time, right?
Yes.
So that's exactly what it is. Of course, there's 3 of those in an NHL game. None of those, at least here at the regular season and section level. When you get to the state, that's a different story. Then you get the timeouts, and those timeouts, they're big, they're important, especially in the state tournament. You can use them very wisely to your advantage.
Especially if you have a high-powered scoring first line.
Of course, Mike Randolph knows all about state tournament teams.
Yes, won 2 state championships with Duluth East.
Martin just shattered the stick there of Young. Boy, I don't know how that broke.
Shattered it awful high.
Yeah.
Up on the grip.
Minute 35 to go here. Martin brings it across the line. Dick has it. He'll play it back off the glass down, and it'll be icing coming up here on the Flyers. And that's going to cost some dollars with 1:27 to go in the period.
That's a high breakage on that stick. Way up near the grip. And the Lightning will have an offensive zone faceoff to the left of Isaac Collis. The Lightning have the shots on goal advantage at 9-6.
Flyers had the early advantage in that, but the Lightning have had the play more to our, which would be our left more here. On your screen, it'd be to your right.
Lightning's third line against Little Falls' first line.
Back to Cable here now. Shot by Cable, and some dangerous traffic in front there as Noyes was camped out there. Back behind the net, Marthaler with it. Taken away now by Ryan Othout. Ryan Othout to center ice. Ryan will pass it across now to Walensky, trying to get to a shooting lane. He'll pass it back here to Chisholm. Chisholm waits. He'll throw it into the corner. And Marthaler can't get it out of the zone. Avery over to Chisholm. Chisholm, quick wrist shot there, and that one redirected into the corner.
Might have hit Ryan Othout.
As Othout was out in front. Here's Othout now. Puck taken away from him. And then it'll be Fulton playing it back into the Flyers zone, down to the final 35 seconds to go in a scoreless first period. Flyers out to center ice with it again. Moved ahead here now by Gendro. He'll dump, and Vernus goes back there first. He'll play it around. Ryer can't clear it out of the zone. Good stick there that time by Walensky. Back behind the net, Gendro centers it out, but right on the tape there of Vernus, and out to center ice. They're going to check that. That was Hershey, and it goes back the other way. 10 seconds left to go. This will be played out to neutral ice by Remy Chisholm because he knows exactly the height of the Exchange Arena, and he flips these pucks at the end of each practice for about 5 minutes in the corner, and he does perfectly once again.
The perfect clear, and you talked to him about that in the player profile that you did with him from Thief River Falls on Friday night, as far as how does he do that. And that's something that he works on. It's not a fluke. He works on it during practice. Perfect timing for him to do that exact clear with the clock winding down in the first period.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to look, doesn't have to do anything. He just gets handle of the puck, and he has exactly know what to do. It's kind of like when you're around the green on a golf course, and you just, you kind of know what the distance is, but it's all about the feel.
Yeah, it is. It's a feel shot. You get about 50 yards away, and it's all about the feel. How are you going to handle the sand wedge? You're going to take a regular wedge and kind of close the face down and maybe jam it in there. But it's all about the feel.
Absolutely. One period is complete. No score. Let's go back 20 years. 04-05. And we've got a great segment here. The next two, we're going to sit down with some of the players and get some of their past stories of that 04-05 team.
Well, welcome to our intermission segment. We're here in the first period. For tonight's game, we're looking back at the 04-05 season. Last night's game, you got to see the 04-05 season through the eyes of the coaches, and tonight, we're going to take a look at it through the eyes of the players. I'm going to ask each of these guys to introduce themselves, and then we'll get started on our conversation. Jared, you want to lead us off?
Sure. Jared Fessler. Cooch probably called me Mama's Boy. It's probably my nickname. Other than that, otherwise we were the baby line, diaper line. I was the freshman on the team, I guess, that year. So.
Me? Sure. I'm Michael Lichtai, class of 05, and I guess my nickname would probably be Lickby or Licks. I don't think I had anything special like diaper line or golden boy or anything like
that. Steve Fessler, again, a senior on the team that year. The nickname was Golden Boy, and I guess Stevie Wonder too kind of forgot. Cooch referred to me as that as well.
I'm Joe Cotton. I was class of 06, so junior with these guys as seniors. I don't think Cooch really had a nickname for me too much either, other than when I would get a little fiery or red in the hair, he would call me Joel instead of Joe for Jolie. Oh, Joel's coming out, so he'd have to calm me down.
So yeah, I'm TJ Ringwalski. I'm an 06 grad, so I was a junior with these guys. I didn't really have any nicknames that I can remember, unless you guys can. I'm pretty sure it was just TJ.
Ringer.
Maybe Ringer, yeah. But yeah, no fancy nicknames like the Fessler brothers.
Jim Pender. I was a junior that year, and it was either Jimmy or Pender. So pretty easy.
So I think most of you guys had a chance to go back and take a look at the interview that we did with Kucher and John Majorley. So you move on then to the section championship against Wadena. First of all, how much of a relief was it that you weren't playing Fergus Falls?
I wanted it to be Fergus.
You did.
Yeah.
It would have been sweet to beat them in the championship game, but yeah, I don't remember much about them actually that year. I don't remember like how much we beat them, but they obviously weren't probably super strong that year. So, but Wadena's good to get revenge on too because it was pretty fresh in our mind. They just took us down the year before. So,
Wadena had that one big bruiser on defense. He hit hard. He was a strong player. He could handle the puck really well. And then they had Postel, who was really solid. So
they had Pettit. Was he a freshman? Joshua Pettit
was a freshman.
Yeah. Like too. I mean, players, and they were solid. So they weren't a pushover going into that game, and I think we knew that because they gave us a little bit of a trick during the regular season too. They were good competition.
Yeah, they were pretty decent.
So you jumped out to an early lead. I think you were up 2-0 after the first period. Feeling pretty confident at that point, or what's the mindset?
I was pretty scarred from my previous 2 times being there and being in the lead. So not really. Not to skip too far forward, but I really wasn't like locked in and saying, yep, we got this until we got that 4th goal, to be quite honest. That game, I knew we weren't going to lose at that point. I would do whatever we had to do. I'd stand back on defense the whole time if we needed to, right? We're not going to lose at that point. So
yeah, I think we were up 3-0 and then they scored, and I think all of us just were like, oh my gosh, gripped our stick tight and just like panicking, even though we were well in charge of that game. There was never really a doubt, but we've seen it played out before so many times. Kucher's seen it so many times played out before. So then finally, like you said, we got that 4th goal, and I think I tackled you after you scored it.
Yeah.
It's like, thank God we finally did it.
And Jimmy, you had a big hit in that game. What do you remember about that hit?
Yeah, concussion too, isn't
it? Yeah, that's probably why I don't remember.
It's in your video, isn't it, Lix?
Video I made, I put it in there because he just destroyed the kid.
Yeah, so I thought
no, I remember that one now. It's not as good on camera as it is in my mind, but he is going at a pretty good click coming out of their defensive zone, I want to say, and it's like I just got in his way and I weighed more than he did and I hit a lot more mass, so he went down first and then it's like, all right, now I can fall down.
Jake Kluber, is that you that just joined us?
It is. Sorry I'm late, guys.
Jake the Snake.
Typical goalie.
Yep.
Kluber, Mark was just asking why you let up so many goals against Luke Marshall in the state. This is the first state hockey game.
You know, my neck's still a little sore from looking behind me the whole time, but yeah, I can't say I played well that game.
Hey, I'm just kidding, Kluber.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know what else. I got no excuses.
Slow down, Jake. We haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, just busting your chops, buddy.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you win that section championship game, 4-1. The monkey's off your back for Little Falls hockey. You finally have broke through. You've qualified for that first state tournament. What was it like coming back to Little Falls after that game?
There was a lot of excitement. I'll be honest. In just the community. When we went to the first game too at the Excel, I remember walking out the tunnel to go on the ice and looked, skate around, look back to where our crowd was, and I don't think I've ever seen more support from our community on anything than that. Like it was quite impressive. So people were excited, and the community rallied around us quite a bit, and it was great to see. It was really fun, and glad we were able to kind of be that first group. It was fun to be that first group and bring a team down to the state tournament.
Yeah, I remember getting police escorted into town too. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
What's really funny is Dave Stump was the escort. He pulled over the wrong bus the first time.
No way, really?
Yeah, like he pulled over the band.
That's fantastic.
They referenced that they escorted the wrong bus back into town.
Great.
And they came and got you guys.
Do you guys do you remember I remember that, but I don't remember getting back to the arena. Did we do anything? Did we hang out at the arena, or did we just kind of say, okay, we're going home?
We were there a little bit, but we had, it was like a Thursday or Tuesday night. I mean, it was we had school the next day. So not really. We were, a little bit, hung out around the rink there for a little bit. A lot of excited parents were there, I think, and stuff. And maybe some, some people and fans and stuff, but yeah, nothing too crazy.
What about that week then leading up to the state tournament? You had a pep assembly at school before you left, probably had a little skate around, stopped at the Dairy Queen, which became tradition after that first year for Little Falls teams to do. But what do you remember about that week as a whole leading up to that trip to St. Paul? Not much.
Not a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of events, a lot of things that weren't hockey related, and a lot of distractions. I remember.
Didn't we do a dinner at some place? I don't. Oh, that okay. I don't.
Yeah.
I sort of remember it. We had little swag bags or something. We got a dinner, and the one thing I'll say I remember at the Dairy Queen, the only person, the freshman on the team, he had to have a large blizzard. He couldn't have a medium, so he was the one. Jared as the one person that had to make sure he had that large blizzard.
Nobody loves his team meals more than Jared.
His team desserts.
Sorry, take two. They're small, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I thought that the community came together as a whole. I remember, the amount of T-shirts, the swag bags we got, the pep rally, everything. Our band, everybody came together. From Thursday to Wednesday, realistically. And I thought our community did a great job of supporting us. And like my brother had said, that, that was probably the most support I've ever seen our community come together and support as an athletic community. We weren't a part of the state tournaments back in the day of any sort, but, as far as the hockey arena, it was jam-packed, four rows deep most nights in the state, towards the end. And, just the amount of support that we got from our community, I thought it was pretty exciting, especially as a young person. And you look back and that's what you remember, I guess, more so than, obviously going on to the XL for the first time was pretty incredible as well. Probably, in my entire hockey career, probably my most exciting.
Well said, Jared.
And once again, a great job there by Mark Deal, getting a chance to sit down with the 04-05 team, and we'll get more of that coming up in the second intermission. And Jamie, there is a celebration coming up on Saturday here to celebrate the 20th anniversary of this team, the very first team to go to the state for Little Falls.
All players and coaches in attendance from that state tournament team will be introduced between the first and second period. There will be a reception to follow after the game. I know for sure we'll have Tony Kuchar on, and we're still working on our guests between the first and the second and third. We have an idea, but we're not ready to make a formal announcement.
Nope, not yet. We got to talk to our producer about all that stuff. Let's get a quick first period summary.
Lead preservation for the mechanical pencil in the first period. No scoring, no penalties. It's 10-6. Northern Lakes had the shots on goal advantage. Collis in the Flyer net, the junior goaltender, was 10 of 10. Suja, the sophomore goaltender for the Northern Lakes Lightning, was 6 of 6. But again, no scoring, no penalties, no power plays. The Lightning are 10-5. Little Falls checks in at 9-4-2 as we begin period 2.
All right, netminders have switched ends. Both first lines out there, Oath out in Paulbeck, we'll square it off, and we're underway with the second period. Here is Drew Paulbeck. Quick shot, save made there by Collis. Gathered in here now by Hershey. On the tape here, Walensky, and out to center ice it comes. Pick back up here. This is Ryer coming across the line. He's bumped off the puck there by Avery. Loose puck then briefly touched there by Ballmer, and back the other way comes Othout to center. Ryan Othout, nice little move, comes in on the left wing, drops it back here to Gendro, who leaves it for Chisholm. Shot there and getting the pad out there. The left pad was the netminder Suja. In the corner now, Othout with it. Quickly taken away there by Paulbeck. He'll play it out to center ice. Avery back to get the loose puck. Outlet pass to Othout, just over the blue line. Now we'll chase it down to the corner. Othout going to leave in the corner. Ooh, big high hit there that time, and a penalty coming up here. And this is going to go against, I believe, Othout, as he got Furnace high. Chance down low, now score! As that deflected off of a player, came right back to the Lightning goal scorer, which is Martin, and it's 1-0.
Went off of Avery, came back to Martin, and Martin put it into the net. There was a delayed penalty upcoming to Little Falls. Martin had it off of Avery, back to Martin, into the back of the Flyer net, and a 1-0 Northern Lakes lead. Again, the delayed call to Little Falls. Next time they touched the puck, they never had a chance to possess it as it banked off Avery, came to Martin, and the Lightning have a 1-0 lead, 1:11 into the second.
So the goal scored by Martin, his 11th of the season, and has given the Lightning an early 1-0 lead.
Number 9, Jerome Martin, with an assist to number 14, Jacob Peterson.
Peterson will get the lone assist on the goal. As I mentioned, Martin, his 11th of the season. And the Lightning have striking first here in period number 2. This will be tipped there by Dick. Good job by Brady Dick to make sure that wasn't going to be an icing as he dove out for it and just got enough of it. Back out to center ice it comes. Loose puck there, picked up by Marthaler. Now back at his own line. Nybakken will play it in deep. Played going back behind the net now. Moved up here now by Majorly. Dick now dumps it in. Suja leaves it behind his own net. Hershey now out to center ice. Left wing side coming in now. This time this is Ryer with a shot. Ryer now back to Verche. Verche, little wrist there. That one went one way as Collis was going the other and got the pad out just in time. Otherwise it'd have been 2-0. Shots are 14-7 in favor of the Lightning, and they lead on the scoreboard 1-0. Othout, give and go here now. Tried to go down low there. Gendro now in the corner with it. Gendro waiting. He'll pass it over now to Avery. Avery is shot that goes off the wall. Picked up here by Othout. Tries to stuff it in, and he went right across the blue paint. Now a quick shot from the high slot by Chisholm. Save is made. And Suja has his stick back. He had lost it for a short time, but now has regained it. Flyers still on the attack down to the zone. Shots, and that one off the side of the net as that was taken there by Walensky. Good opportunity once again there for the Flyers. Othout plays it in deep. Flyers working hard here. In the corner is Walensky. Walensky going to leave it back now here for Chisholm. Chisholm shot, that one redirected there by Othout. It was tipped in front. Majorly tries to track it down. Can't clear it yet. Are the Lightning. Avery keeps it in. Back to Majorly. Back to Avery. Now to Chisholm with a shot. Save made there. Rebound comes out into the corner. And finally the Lightning will clear it the length of the ice.
No icing.
And they'll say no icing. Moved ahead here by Collis now as he has to gather it. And instead now he's just going to wait.
He was going to whip it up ahead.
I think the Flyers were ready for it. Here's Avery coming across the line. He's got a man coming down. That's Dick, and that one just goes wide. Couldn't get all of that. Was Brady Dick. Back to the point now to Young. Young has this one go off a stick up into the rafters and out of play.
Well, we have an icebreaker at 1:11 of the second period, 11th goal of the season for Jerome Martin, single assist Jacob Peterson. Martin from Peterson, 1:11 of the second period. There was a delayed call coming to Little Falls. It goes off of Avery, back to Martin, into the Flyer net for a 1-0 Lightning lead.
Face-off won here by the Flyers. Unable to keep it in there is Kyler Schmidgall. He'll go back to his own line, falls down, and then plays it out to center ice. Cable picks up the loose puck. Back to neutral it comes. Dumped in here now by Schmidgall. Ricola behind. Can't clear it. Quick one-time shot there by Young goes wide. And to the line, but not out yet. Now moved ahead via Anderson. Schmidgall picks it back up. Kyler back at his own end. Now Dick has it moved ahead here to Rakowski. Rakowski comes across the line. He'll dump it in. First to get there will be Young. Young now plays it back to the point. Schmidgall plays it into the corner. Rakowski with it briefly. Laubach chases it down, gets it back now to the point. Shot there by Toma, that off the back glass. And it'll be Martin playing it out to center ice. Flyers are going to have to touch up, and that'll give Cable a chance to clear, but he clears it all the way down for an icing. With 11:49 to go here in the second, Lightning lead 1-0.
Cable sends it all the way down. Lightning called for icing. Little Falls is going to have an offensive zone faceoff to the left of Suja. 14-10. Shots favor the Lightning. 4-4 are the shots in this period. Little Falls' third line is out, centered by Griffin Kosek, Laubach, and Rakowski, the wings.
On the other side, you've got Fulton in there along with Marthaler and Noyes. And this will flip up on a play.
I had a chance to grab some scores in between period. The number one team in AA, Moorhead, they win again. They beat Roseau 7-1. Sauk Rapids has a 4-0 lead over Morris Benson. It's Sartell 2, Fergus Falls 0. These games are all in progress. River Lakes 1, Becker Big Lake 0. Monticello, Providence Academy were scoreless, and a game to keep an eye on. Rock Ridge plays Colquay tonight.
Yes. Marthaler can't clear it out of the zone. Avery able to keep it in. Avery working now and got tripped up. Penalty should be here, and it will be. Marthaler's going to the box for a penalty once it's touched there by the Lightning, and the Flyers will have their first chance on the power play, which they have been hot as of late. 6
consecutive games, Little Falls has scored a power play goal. Marthaler ushered to the penalty box, a tripping minor. Time of the penalty, 5:36 of the second period.
Flyers 31.6 on the power play, 12 of 38, but they are 7 of 13 in their last 6 games. That's 47% on the power play.
Doesn't get much better than that.
On the penalty kill, though, looking good for the Lightning, 82.6. They are 38 of 46. See if the Flyers can tie this one up. Here's Avery now. Backhand attempt goes off his skate, cleared to the line, but not out. Well, Linsky able to keep it in. Now it is poked out to center ice. And Chisholm will regroup back at his own blue line. So Marthaler in the sin bin, 2 minutes for the trip. This is Chisholm going behind the net, being shadowed there by Ballmer. The puck taken away and cleared the length of the ice. As Vernus sends it all the way down. And now they're going to send out a Cable here. And coming across the line now. Dumped in here by Ryan Othout. Othout in the corner, picks it up. Othout gets it back now to Avery, bouncing puck. Touched there by Walensky. Back to Avery, bouncing puck, picked up here. Knocked down there was Cable. And it's back to Avery again. Avery moves it ahead, comes across the line. Center to pass, now it's picked up here by Chisholm, and his shot well wide as he's looking upper right corner. Othout, down low to Gendro. Gendro, give and go. Walensky shot Suja with the save. And holds on. That was a nice pass play there. Gendro to Walensky, but the netminder, the sophomore, Sam Suja, comes up big.
They worked it down low, did Ryan Othout to Gendro. He leaves it there for Walensky. He marched towards the net, took the shot, and Suja made the play. Still 44 seconds remaining on the Flyers' first power play of the night.
Face-off one here by the Lightning. Can they clear it out of the zone? They cannot. Avery gathers it in, gets it to Othout. Othout now to Walensky, a turnaround shot between the circles on that one over the cage. Oath out, back to Avery, now to Chisholm, back to Walensky, turn around and a save there by Suja, then a blast there by Oath out, maybe caromed off the stick of Paulbeck, and it goes into the safety netting out of play with 25 ticks to go on the penalty time.
Well, again, Suja makes a big save on Joey Walensky as they were able to get that puck down to Walensky between the hash marks, fired a shot from there, and Suja makes another save in the Lightning net.
Draw cleanly won here by Gendro, back to Oath out at the right point. He'll wait, now he'll come into the right circle, fires a shot, save is made. Back to the high slot now to Avery. Avery, a little shot there, and that one goes wide. Picked up here now by Chisholm, 10 seconds left. Avery, right side to Gendro. Gendro waits, still waiting. Gendro goes behind the net, 4 seconds left. One-time shot there by Chisholm, and he overshot the net. As back coming out is Marthaler, and back to 5-on-5 hockey. As Gendro now gets it to Oath out, back over to Avery. His shot, Suja with the save, and then tripped up coming across is Gendro. As Suja is able to hang on, and no rebound comes out of that.
Well, good offensive zone time for the Little Falls Flyers on their first power play. Numerous scoring chances, and then it's Gendro at the end of that play, cutting in front of Suja, tripped up, and the Flyer power play comes to an end. You can't complain too much about the chances that they had with that man advantage.
No, I think they had about 5 or 6 shots because they were down in the shot category about 5 or 6 going in, and now they're even up at 14 apiece.
Walensky had 2 prime chances, and I think Chisholm had a couple chances from the left point, and he missed the net.
There's played out to center ice here by Ballmer. Ballmer sends it towards the netminder Collis, who will hold on. And a faceoff coming up here with 9:06 to go in the second. The Lightning leading 1-0 on the 11th of the season by Jerome Martin this period.
Thursday night we're on the road. Little Falls at Monticello earlier this year. December 10th, Monticello beat Little Falls 6-1 here at the Exchange Arena.
It's going to be hard to walk into that arena and not remember what happened last year, huh?
Triple overtime loss in the section semifinals.
And the way it happened, that's what I'm trying to say. Pick back up here now. This is Paulbeck with a shot and a save made there by Collis. Point blank, it was Paulbeck and Collis wins that battle.
Now both goaltenders seem to be at their best tonight, no surprise. We talked about it earlier in the game. Both have save percentages above 90%. Suja's got 6 shutouts from the Northern Lakes Lightning. As well as Collis has played this season, Little Falls has 9 wins. He doesn't have a shutout yet.
No. But in his last 7 games, 6-0-1. Played back to the line here, held in there by Hershey. Peterson going after it, intercepted here by Chisholm. Moves ahead now to Ryan Othout. Othout will dump, they'll chase. Chisholm actually gets there first, tries to leave it back there for Othout. Stick down there by Anderson, to the line it comes. Walensky's shot goes wide, and Peterson will play it out to center ice. Othout picks it right back up, dumps it in. Loose puck now at the line here. Colliding there was Anderson and Walensky. Peterson now will move it towards the netminder Collis off the end wall. Peterson with it. Peterson bumped up there by Gendro. Back to the point it comes for Shea now on the right wing side. That one tipped in front there by Gendro. Some friendly fire. And it's controlled here by Avery and out to center ice. Moved ahead by Walensky. And this should be icing. It will be. With 7:53 to go in the second, the Lightning leading 1-0.
Walensky got his stick blade on it, but it was on the Flyers side of the red line. As a result, Little Falls is called for icing. It'll be a defensive zone faceoff for the Flyers to the right of Collis. Third line, Kosick, Labach, and Rakowski for Little Falls, opposed by Northern Lakes' third line, centered by Parker Fulton.
Face-off in the left circle to the right of the netminder Collis. Here comes Labach. 2-on-2 with Rakowski. Labach's going to dump and chase. Back there is Nybakken. He'll play it away. Over to Noyes. To the line. Held in here by Chisholm. And Fulton will pick up the loose puck. Cable now goes back. He'll play it to the line and just over the jumping Avery. Noyes now comes across the line. That one goes off the skate there at Chisholm behind the net. Kosick has it. Being jostled out of there is Fulton. And now Avery will skate the other way. Out at center. Here comes Avery. Avery on the right wing. Avery moving in, and Avery goes behind the net. Looking for somebody to pass to, and it goes off a player in front. Back down to Chisholm. Chisholm will try to send it towards the net. Nybakken knocks it down. And Nybach will pass it out to Marthaler. Left wing side, shot right into the glove of Collis. Thought about putting it down and got the whistle and will hold on.
Marthaler took a shot from the left wing boards. The Lightning wanted a change. They were on their way for a change. Collis holds on. Defensive zone faceoff for Little Falls to the right of Collis with the Flyers' first line opposed by the Lightning's first line. Paul Beck, the leading scorer for Northern Lakes this season. Othout, the leading scorer for Little Falls this season.
Othout has it back at his own end. He'll play it across the line. Ryer dumps it back in. Schmidgall going back to pick up. Kyler, little give and go there. Walensky, and Ryer knocked it down and kept it in the zone. Now moved ahead here by Kyler Schmidgall. Schmidgall working his way through, keeping that balance, and got across the line. Now he got tripped up at the end.
Did everything possible to try to draw a penalty.
Yeah, he did. Picked up here now by Walensky, taken back by Paul Beck. Paul Beck right in front of the penalty box. Othout now grabs it. Othout will move it ahead, but it's intercepted there by Ryer over to Paul Beck. Paul Beck's got some shooting room here. He'll fire a shot. Good job there of knocking it down was Toma with the stick. And played to the line, not out yet. And, ooh, shaken up there is Walensky. Joey Walensky right away grabbed for his ankle area, the skate area, and he goes off limping. That's not good. Hershey now at center ice to Versus. Burdess will dump it in. Played around the boards into the corner this time. Peterson has it. Moved ahead. There's Martin and fires it. And that goes up the safety netting. Out of play. And shaken up on the play is Joey Walensky, and he's going to get looked at here.
Martin was in prime scoring position for the Northern Lakes Lightning. He was surrounded by at least 3 Little Falls Flyers. Still got a shot off. Shot was deflected and went into the safety netting high above the Flyer net. We'll have to keep an eye on Joey Walensky.
Yeah, he's struggling right now just to get off the bench with coach or the trainer and trainer Trent.
Back to the Flyer locker room goes Joey Walensky.
So we'll have some juggling of the lines here in the last 5:30. Hopefully he can recover and get out here at least in the third period. Picked up here by Martin. Flyers, unfortunately, this year have been kind of the MASH unit. They've had a lot of injuries and at key times of games, too. Coming across now, Chisholm. Nice little move there, and at the last second it was tipped away there by Anderson. Marthaler will play it out to center, comes all the way back, and Young will go back to pick up the loose puck. Young now. Moves it up to Avery at center ice. Kicked ahead here by Fulton. Fulton will chase it down. Tough angle shot. That goes off the side of the net. Grady Dick now will just float it out to center, and it's just out of the reach there of Ernest. Cable now will dump in. Collis going to slow it down. He'll leave it off for Avery. Avery got there just before Noyes did. Played it around the boards, not out of the zone. Verche with a shot right in. That one nearly handcuffed Collis, but he was able to track it down and hold on.
It was a good shift for the Northern Lakes Lightning's third line of Fulton, Marthaler, and Noyes. Ends up with a Collis save in the Little Falls Flyers net. 1-0 Northern Lakes. They scored at 1:11 of the second period, 11th goal of the season for Jerome Martin, and Walensky's now back to the Flyer bench, sitting on the dasher.
Yeah, he never went down, I think, to the locker room, but something with a lower body injury. And with 4:27 to go, face off in the right circle to the left of the netminder, Collis. Draw one there cleanly by Avery. Played around. And they'll be moved ahead here now by Othout. And you've got Avery on that first line with Othout and Gendro, and then you've got defensive pairs out there in Toma and Schmidgall right now. So maybe you're going to double shift Avery as a defenseman and also as a center, as the save made by Collis.
And that will be dependent upon the extent of the Walensky injury.
Well, he's talking with Joey Hanowski right now. So my guess is he's probably going to, I don't know if he's going to maybe come in or not. You know, an injury that's lower that you want to like try it out a little bit too. You know, you don't want to go out there. And I thought maybe at that whistle he might just try to skate out and skate back quick just to see how it feels. Back at neutral ice it comes. Picked up by Chisholm. Moved ahead here now, Othout. Othout's got some room. Othout passes it over there to Chisholm. He was in the slot, and a good stick there by the Lightning to make sure that didn't happen. Now a one-time shot there by Othout. That partially fanned out.
Othout had Suja beat.
Back the other way, potential 2-on-1. Great job by Chisholm. Back the other way, a 2-on-1. Othout over to Schmidgall. Schmidgall turnaround shot, and getting a piece of that one was Suja. Now centered back by Othout, and this will be cleared up. And out of play, nope, all the way down as it just missed us. And it'll go all the way down. That didn't miss us by much either.
Well, Schmidgall was up offensively with Ryan Othout and Lucas Gendro, and the Flyers had a great scoring chance. Ryan Othout had Suja beat and couldn't get enough on it.
So the faceoff can be down in the Lightning end with 3:22 to go. In the second, Lightning leading 1-0. Cable back at his own end. Marthaler to the line, can't clear it out. And Suja will play this one to the safety netting from the shot from Avery from the right point.
21-16, the Lightning have the shots on goal advantage. Suja in the Lightning net is 16 of 16. Collis is 20 of 21 in the Flyer net.
It looks like Joey Walensky might be coming out here on the next one. He's sitting in line again with his line mates, so we'll wait and see. 3:09 to go. Period number 2. Nybakken floats it towards the netminder Collis, and they'll say no icing. They wave it off. Picked up here by Ballmer. Plays it in deeper. Paulbeck trying to take it away there from Chisholm. Chisholm going to leave it back in the corner for Avery. Majorly now moves it up here, and that is Young. Trying to move it forward was Avery. Back the other way comes Ryer. And that should be an icing coming up here on the Flyers. With 2:33 to go here. And we'll see. Well, Joey Walensky's going to at least give it a shot. Looks like he's all right.
And it'll be a defensive zone faceoff for the Flyers, so that first line is back intact. Ryan Othout, Joey Walensky, Lucas Gendro will keep an eye on this shift for Joey Walensky to see how he does. He's going to take the faceoff to the left of Collis.
And you've got Toma and Schmidgall as the defense for the Flyers. Picked up here by Anderson in the corner, leaves it back, trying to get it to Martin. Good stick there, though, by Schmidgall. Schmidgall, nice work in the corner and gets himself at least a pass to the line. Ballmer turnaround shot, and that one's saved there by Kyles as he steers it into the corner. 2:15 to go here in the second. Still 1-0. Martin back to Ballmer, and his shot is high. Off the back glass, picked up by Anderson. Anderson going to play it behind the net. Martin just tripped up Schmidgall there. Play continues on. Can't get it out of the zone yet. Now it'll be picked up here by Ryan Othout. Othout's going to skate behind his own net minder, start things up. Comes out to the left wing. That little slash across the forearm there from Anderson.
A lot of stick work through
his way through, yeah.
A lot of stick work through center ice.
Kind of looked like a football drill. You know, have you ever seen there where the linemen are trying to knock the ball out of the ball carrier?
Yeah, with the blocking dummies.
Yeah. That's what it looked like there. You know, trying to constantly knock the ball out of a running back. Pounding on it. 1:34 to go here in the second. 1-0 is the score. Northern Lakes leads on that lone goal here in the period by Jerome Martin, his 11th of the year. Face-off coming up in the right circle, and a last-second change not allowed.
Well, then he's got to come back because they've only got 4 players on the ice.
Nope, Ryer's going to have to come back out. They were trying to get Riekele out there, but now it's going to be Ryer instead. Face-off. And now we're going to blow it dead here as we've got a couple players creeping in, and that being Dick along with Verche. Up towards the netminder, Suja. Verche has it. Outlet pass intercepted here by Chisholm. Comes onside, fires a shot high and wide. And this will go all the way back down. 1:15 to go. Maybe he should have passed it there. Played to the line, not out yet. Now moved ahead here by Avery. He's got 2-on-1. He's got Majorly. Good stick work getting back there in time was Cable. Back the other way, Paulbeck now, left wing side. Paulbeck had it last second taken away. And now it'll be Young playing it off the boards and all the way down, and icing coming up here on the Flyers with 49.5 to go in the second.
I thought we were going to be in tune for a turning point in this game because the Lightning tried to hit Paulbeck on a home run pass. The Flyers intercepted. They got it to Chisholm, and then when Chisholm got into the zone, he missed the entire works. The puck went all the way down deep into the Flyers zone, but Northern Lakes was clearly trying to catch Paulbeck on that home run pass, racing towards the offensive blue line.
Now Chisholm was looking to take a shot. He did have a couple of trailing forwards with him, but decided to take the shot instead. Chisholm now gets this one in. Suja plays it away. Sent around, held in by Avery. Avery, low shot there. Suja kicks that one out. That's the 19th save. Avery once again moves around. Now Othout trying to help out. Othout gets it over to Chisholm. Chisholm shot off the back wall. 18 seconds left to go here in the period. Martin out to center. Trying to move ahead there is Ballmer. He's tied up there with Ryan Othout. Othout picks up the loose puck and it gives it up to Anderson. Shot there, save is made. A juicy rebound was sitting out there for Ballmer, but Ballmer overskates it, and that's a good thing for the Flyers.
Wow, that was quite a finale here in the second period as Northern Lakes came hard on the forecheck. The initial shot was taken by Easton Anderson. Ballmer was there, couldn't control the rebound, but Northern Lakes did a great job of pressuring Little Falls on the offensive end of the ice, and they almost got one in the dying seconds of the second period. The Lightning take a 1-0 lead into the second period intermission. We've got that goaltending battle we talked about earlier tonight.
Absolutely. Well, 2 periods in the books, third period's around the corner, but we're going to go back once again 20 years and have more reflection with the players of that 04-05 team with Mark Deal. Here's that second half.
You guys get down to St. Paul. You got to go through the tournament festivities. A lot of bright lights. Got to be on TV. Got to do all the pomp and circumstance that goes with the tournament, and then you get to face a Duluth Marshall team, and probably a game that you'll remember because it was the first time and it was the big stage, but didn't really go your way. Anybody want to talk about that a little bit?
Didn't we start late? Like, did we have a really late?
We got off to a terrible start because I think the game started after 9 o'clock. Didn't even get started.
It was like
well past 9.
We were supposed to start at 9, I believe it was back then, and we started at like 9:45.
Yeah, it was late.
Did somebody fall asleep or take a nap almost?
Probably me.
Yeah.
I thought Jared was like,
it was late. I mean, that was tough to. I mean, again, they were dealing with the same circumstance, so I can't say like that's the excuse. But but it definitely didn't help. I mean, it was. I mean, they were really talented. They were skilled. They were good. They were fast. They were a good team. But that didn't help in anything. You know, it'd been nice 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock at least. Kind of start would have maybe helped a little bit.
I think they ended up having 7, 8 guys go D1, and one of them ended up winning the Hobie Baker.
They had Hobie Baker. They had at least 5 or 6 D1 guys.
Well, they had a solid team, but they had been there before, right? Am I not mistaken? I mean, it wasn't their first time either. And we were so excited, and we didn't play till 9:45. I think we probably burnt a lot of energy before the game. All day long. We didn't, like Cooch said in the interview, we didn't know what to do all day. We went to the arena to watch games. I don't remember really going back to just having hotel time prior to the game much.
Yeah, we were at the rink a long, long time. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a very stimulating day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like from start to finish. So.
Yeah, looking back, I think when they did the announcements, it was like you announce your name, and apparently they gave directions at some point. They didn't give any to me. Or maybe they did, and I didn't think it. I didn't do the mental math and realize I was the lowest number. I was going to be the first one called. So I stopped exceptionally short of where I was supposed to. So I think that somebody said on TV they can see us kind of start shuffling after about 4 guys.
I don't know if I watched the whole game back. So I guess I didn't realize you did that even.
I remember shuffling.
I remember you sticking a guy pretty good.
Yeah, you had it coming. Even the linesman agreed with me.
So you went from the big stage of the Xcel Energy Center to another kind of iconic rink in the state, Mariucci, and for some of you, it's probably your only time to play there. For others, like Jared, it got a few more chances, but you went over there the next day. You'd take on Shakopee in the consolation semifinals. Let's just talk a little bit about that game.
I think they scored with like 2 seconds left in the first period to like go up 2-0, 2-1.
I think we were down 2-0 after the first.
And then we have to play. Were we the first? We played at noon the next day or something.
Yeah, I played at noon the next day.
Yeah, I remember it was a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
I remember that at intermission, Kuchar losing it on us.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Definitely got us motivated, and I think we came out playing really well the next 2 periods and got the win.
That must have been where the clipboard came in.
Yeah, I say that was if one clipboard happened there at the state tournament, that was the game, and that was the period that it happened.
Yeah, he was definitely good and motivated. I think he was like this far from my face. Just, don't want this to be our last game. Don't want to go 2-0 at state tournament.
Yeah,
that's the worst. So getting a win was big.
Right. So you got the win over Shakopee. Then the next day for the consolation championship, you're playing Albert Lee. Probably didn't go the way you wanted it to go, obviously. But when you look back at the whole experience, what stands out to you the most about that state tournament experience?
I still go back to when we stepped on the Xcel and the crowd sport, the community sport was. I remember I was shocked. I really was as to how many people were there, to be quite honest. And so, and then I'll go with one thing Majorly says is your brother can never beat you at this. You scored the first goal for the Little Falls and state tournament. So your brother can never do that. So that's the one thing I got in him.
He can never do.
Yeah, for me, just stepping on the ice the first time was something that I'll never forget. Like just the lights, just being so bright, and just something that never experienced before, and something that like the next year we couldn't take for granted, and just drove us that much more to want to get back there and do that again. But the whole community beforehand, leading up to the state tournament, and then stepping on the ice the first time would be my favorite experiences, and then getting a win. I mean, just to win at the state tournament. Yes, I would have loved to play better a couple other games, but to have that win is special too.
Yeah, I remember the lights being really bright too. Yeah, that stood out to me too, Jake. But like, I think out of all of this, like what I remember the most and sort of like what I like bask in the most is that section final win. Like that to me was like that, like going to state was awesome, but it's almost like winning that section championship was like kind of like the pinnacle for me, weirdly enough, of this whole thing. Yeah.
I have that picture, the big poster they made of our picture. I don't know why I have it, but it's downstairs. I had when we were moving. I found it in the cabinet thing that I had.
What do you mean you don't know why you have it?
Well, I don't know why. I don't know why I ended up with it.
Trophy?
Huh?
The trophy, or what is it?
No. Like it was like a big like poster. Our team, the picture we took with the trophy and down by the net
that's
there.
what I mean.
Yeah. I don't know why I have the big poster thing, but I literally just I saw it the other day.
My mom has one too. At her
Does she?
office.
Oh,
it's massive.
Yeah, it's huge. But
I can see you guys every time I walk in there.
Well, good thing you have a big house. Put it in. Hang it up.
Who, me?
Yeah, hang it up.
Nowhere to put it.
When we won the game, I went to Jake and I basically tackled Jake and I hit my chin and was bleeding all the way down because I tackled him so hard, hit my face on the top of his helmet. You can see it in the video. I
think that was one of the bigger hits on the year. I
tackled
That's
everybody.
one thing I'll never forget that too. Like,
I came at you a little too hot.
That was fine. That was all right.
I was in the penalty box for the end of the game.
That's right. Okay. Of course.
Everybody also celebrating on the bench, and I was they're high fiving and stuff. And
any way you get on the stat sheet, you'll take it, right?
Yeah, that's right. Throw me on stat sheet. One more.
Let me get those Pims up quick. Scouts love it.
Joe, you got a steel trap. What do you remember?
When you and Jake talked about how bright it was, that really struck a chord with me. And there's one thing, is almost like stepping onto the ice. It was like extra hard. It just felt different for that first couple strides till you really got going, because it was almost like you were in a globe. You just aren't used to an atmosphere like that, where the stands are so vast and there's a bunch of people from the community here and there. It's not totally full, but you're just trying to take it all in, and then take this 2.5 by 2.5 piece of rubber and throw it in a net. It's a lot to take in. So, but it was like that really brightness at first. And, when you guys talked about how late the game was, I was like, God, I don't remember that one single bit.
Really? Oh, man, it was brutal.
7:30 or something like that. I don't remember it being that late, but I was probably so jacked up on adrenaline that I just, couldn't even pay attention to it all. So, yeah, that's what really struck a chord with me. And not as much you teach when it comes to the second final game. The thing that really sticks with me to that one was it was the first, and granted it was our first time going to state and stuff too, but I think just being so close to that the year before, that's what made that one a little extra sweet.
Yeah, a little different than the Exchange Arena, that's for sure.
Yeah. Jared, when you had mentioned it too, talking how kind of going into that year, where the last few games of the year, the last half of the year, we were fans deep in that arena. People were starting to come out from the community and really support us in that time. And it just kind of grew and grew. And after we did in the section final and go to state that first time, it was kind of this is a big deal for the Little Falls hockey program. And you really just started it kind of cascade and build from there, and the youth programs and stuff, which we were so fortunate to have our good youth programs with your guys' folks, Steve and Jared, and then the Hanowskis and everybody kind of pushing things along. I'll never forget Josh Kosowski and Josh Solom forcing us defensive players and peewees to learn how to juggle for our hand-eye coordination, so it was just cool stuff like that really built our program all the way through and through, and has kind of kept it going for a long period. It's been so fun to be gone for a bit and then see the success that the program has had.
Yeah. As a busy adult and dad now, it's God bless these youth coaches, man. Cause it's I don't know how the hell people, made time for that, but super thankful that they did.
Well, guys, I want to thank you for taking some time out this evening to sit down and share your perspective and your memories on the season and that section championship win in the state tournament.
And once again, great job, Mark Deal, getting a chance to talk with the 04-05 team in the Hollywood Squares set up there on TV. And Jamie, you and I will get a chance on Saturday afternoon to have some of those guys live in person right here during our intermissions.
Yeah, I think between the first and second period, we're going to try to have two guests. Between the second and third period, we'll try to have two guests. And then we're going to sprinkle Coach Kuchar in at least for a full period. I don't think we'll have any problem with that.
You think he's going to bring the meatballs, or what's he going to bring?
Well, he might. Well, the thing is, though, he's going to be busy this week.
That's true.
He's leaving tomorrow.
I know.
He's got Hockey Day Minnesota with the girls team.
Yeah, the girls team.
He's going to be gone for 3 days.
Yeah, quick shout out to the Brainerd Little Falls Warrior girls hockey team. Their JV team tomorrow will be competing against Shakopee, and then on Thursday night down at Valley Fair, they will be playing a varsity game. It'll be Shakopee versus Brainerd Little Falls, so we wish the girls the best of luck. All right, let's take a look at the second intermission.
Scoreless after one. Northern Lakes had a 10-6 shots on goal advantage in the first period. Only goal of the game, 1:11 of the second period. The icebreaker comes from Northern Lakes' Jerome Martin, and for Jerome Martin, it's his 11th goal of the season. Single assist on the Martin goal to Jacob Peterson. Went off Avery, came back to Martin into the back of the Flyer net for a 1-0 Lightning lead at 1:11 of the second period. 11th goal of the season for Jerome Martin.
And that was on a delayed penalty call, too.
Yes, a delayed penalty was upcoming to Little Falls. It was going to be assessed to Ryan Othout for elbowing, nullified after the Lightning scored. Shots on goal in the second period, 15 for Little Falls, 13 for Northern Lakes. Collis in the Flyer net in the second period was 12 of 13. Collis through 2 periods, 22 of 23. Suja in the Northern Lakes Lightning net, he's a sophomore. He was 15 of 15 in the second, 21 of 21 through 2 periods. Both teams 1 penalty tonight. Little Falls is 0 for 1 on the power play. Northern Lakes has yet to go on the power play. 1-0 Lightning after 2.
Joey Walensky is out there, so that's good to see. Puck is down. Third period is underway. And is there an easier statement than saying the next goal is going to be big?
It very well could be.
Will there be a next goal? That's the next question. The way these, we'll have to wait and see. This is Othout. Taken away there by Ryer. And he'll play it out to center ice. Dumped in here by the Flyers. Back out to neutral ice. Gathered up here now by Walensky. And then fired in by Hershey. Picked up here now by Othout. Play to the line, out to center. Othout gets it back. He'll dump in. And they'll say no icing. As Vernus goes back, quickly plays it up to Ryer. And moved ahead. Paul back there, and he'll go off on a change. Toma, left side now. Chisholm, he'll just throw it into the corner. Back there to get it first is Nybakken. He'll play it around over to Martin, the lone goal scorer of this game so far. Schmidgall plays it ahead. Intercepted there by Cable. Back on the tape here of Schmidgall, and he'll dump it in deep. Going back to get it, Nybakken. Plays it to the line. Toma with a shot and fires that one wide. Quickly gathered in there by Dick. Able to keep it in at the left point. Played down to the corner now, Majurley. Majurley centers it out to the tape there of Dick, but Dick just didn't get a whole handle on that one or wasn't ready for it.
Great job by Majurley disguising that pass.
Back out to center ice now. Martin picks it up, fires it in on the netminder Collis, who plays it into the corner. And that is save number 23. Fulton picks it up, shot on net, save made there. Backhand attempt by Martin. I checked that being Noise, and holding on will be the netminder Collis with 15:06 to go in reg. 1-0 Lightning.
Scores of interest, a final. Moorhead beat Roseau 7-1. Spud's #1 team in AA. These games are in progress. Sauk Rapids 7. Morris Benson nothing. Sartell 2. Fergus Falls nothing. River Lakes 5. Becker Big Lake 2. Rock Ridge 4. Cloquet nothing. And Monticello 2. Providence Academy 1.
Of course, we will be in Monticello on radio coming up on Thursday. That's a 7 o'clock start, 6:30 pregame on Q92. Shot for the corner. There's Avery, and the glove save made there by Suja.
As Chisholm went back behind the net and got the puck back to Avery at the right point. Avery took the shot from there, and Suja with a glove save. Offensive zone faceoff for the Little Falls Flyers. Here's the first line. Ryan Othout, Joey Walensky, and Lucas Gendro.
Draw one there by Paulbeck, played in the corner, and crunched up in the corner there is Verche. He's getting up slowly right now. Now Verche has it on his tape, and he fans on it, and I got tripped up as the stick there of Othout. Taken down behind the net, comes towards the net, loose puck to the side, still nobody controlling it, just bouncing around there. And finally it'll be cleared out to center by Vernus. Flyers get it across the line, played back out to neutral ice. And Gendro will dump it in deep. First to get there is Avery. Avery trying to center it back to Gendro. Gendro in the right circle. Gendro behind the net, tries to avoid the check there that time of Cable. Held in at the right point here by Avery. Nice little move at the line. Gets it down to Gendro. And then it'll be played back to the line, held in here by Walensky. Back to Gendro. Cable there digging it out. Played right to the half wall, and out to center ice it comes. Paulbeck nearly stole it away. Dumped in here by Chisholm. Picked up by Paulbeck. Over to Balmer. And then it'll be brought back in by Chisholm. Back to center ice. Moved ahead by Paulbeck. They'll go after it. First there is Avery, and that goes up into the safety netting out of play with 13:29 to go here in the third. 1-0 Northern Lakes.
Northern Lakes had a 1-0 game last week as they beat River Lakes late in the third period with the only goal of the game. Little Falls will see River Lakes next week. That'll be a big 5A game for Little Falls next week in Richmond against the Stars.
Yep, that'll be a week from Thursday? Yeah, a week from Thursday.
Yep, the 30th of January.
Another radio game. Of course, all our radio games. 10 games remaining. This is 5 home games, 5 road games. And all the home games on FMP, all the road games on Little Falls Radio, Q92, and also fallsradio.com. All 25 games broadcasted this year for the Flyers, plus the playoffs, and hopefully more. They're at center ice now. Picked up by Young. He'll dump it in. Hershey picks it up. He'll play it back to neutral. Schmidgall gathers it in. He'll send it right back. First to get there is Verche. Intercepted there by Majorly. And then just comes out to center ice, and it'll be picked up by Toma, who throws it into the safety netting.
That was a big-time giveaway by Northern Lakes deep in their own zone. Majorly had it, tried to center it, no one available. That would have been a really good scoring chance for the Little Falls Flyers as the Lightning made a mistake between the end line and the end boards.
Toma fired that one on the wrong side of the blue line, so the faceoff comes outside the zone. Fulton wins the draw. And that will be tipped onto the netminder, Collis, who is going to cover up. And we'll get a faceoff down in the Flyer end with 12:26 to go.
Noyes and Marthaler were oncoming for the Lightning, and Collis did not want to take any chances. Covered up 27-22. Northern Lakes has the shots on goal advantage. 4 shots for the Lightning in this period, 1 for the Little Falls Flyers.
Laubach, Fulton battle. Behind the net, this is Noyes. Had it taken away and flipped out to center ice by Chisholm. Rakowski racing after it. Kosick now will pick it up. He'll dump it in. Flyers off to touch up. They do. Verche now, his pass is tipped by Kosick. And it'll be played by Collis over to Chisholm. And cleared out of the zone. Chisholm gets it back once again. Now it's knocked down here by Ryer. And Rakowski now for the Flyers comes out to center. Comes across the line. Suja makes the stick save. Plays it away for Balmer. Over to Ryer. Ryer rink wide pass to Paulbeck. Paulbeck in, right wing side. Comes in. Tough angle shot. Fire that one wide. And back out to neutral it comes to Cable. Cable will dump. Collis goes back for a stroll. Leaves it off there for Schmidgall. Schmidgall, puck taken away from him by Paulbeck. Balmer comes in to help out. Olthout in there to try to take it away. They're tangled up right now, right in front of the Zamboni door. Nobody giving an inch right now. And finally, it'll be Ryer with it. Back to Cable at the point. Shot taken there. Knocked down nicely there by Ryan Olthout. Picks up the puck. Tries to move it ahead. This will be Gendro now. Gendro gets it across the line, and they say onside. But then it comes back out to neutral to Paulbeck, who will play it back in. As he plays it over to Nijbakken, out to center ice. Balmer just below us here, right in front of the penalty box. Whiffed on it that time was Gendro. Now it's moved ahead here by Balmer, and he'll dump it into the Flyer zone. 10:40 to go here in the third. And a 1-0 lead for Northern Lakes. Paulbeck in the corner, bumped off the play there. Peterson now has it on the end wall. Peterson trying to dig it out of there. Helping out there is Ryan Olthout. He takes it away. Here comes Olthout out to center ice. Olthout with a head of steam on the right wing side. Olthout with a shot. Scores! Suja made the initial save, but it found the 5-hole. Trickles across the goal line, and we are tied at 1.
Ryan Olthout's 13th goal of the season. That's 6:41 of the third period, all the way from his own zone. Here comes Olthout. Beats a couple Lightning defenders. Got to the bottom of the left faceoff circle. and shot it past Suja. Suja got some of it, not enough of it. It got through him and just trickled into the Lightning net for a 1-goal third period for Little Falls to tie it at 1.
Well, it looks like it actually was between the shoulder or the armpit areas where it might have went in instead of the 5-hole. Regardless, it went in, and the goal scored by Ryan Othout, his 13th of the season.
With an assist to number 26, Kyler Schmigdahl.
So Schmigdahl will get credit for the assist. Othout gets the goal, even strength, and that is his 32nd career goal. And we mentioned that next goal is going to be an important one, and it's good for the Flyers. We're tied at 1.
The speed of Ryan Othout. Here's a chance to look at it from the center ice camera. Othout got to the bottom of the circle. Suja got some of it, but not enough of it. And it trickles into the Northern Lakes Lightning net. We're tied at 1.
Face off in the left circle to the right of the netminder, Collis. Here's Martin with a shot. That goes off the back wall. Picked up by Peterson. He'll play it behind. And controlled here now by Chisholm, who actually throws it off the jersey there, Majorly. Then he'll fire it down, no icing. Hershey back there. Keeps it in as Chisholm. Sending it across now. Avery in the corner. Now Majorly trying to go back to Avery. Backhand attempt there by Dick, and that one just wide. Not by much. Held in by Chisholm. Avery now with it. Over to Majorly. He's bumped up there by Hershey. Sent around, picked up here by Young. Young now trying to play it back to the point to Avery. Now Young trying to gather it in there. Anderson trying to take it away. Peterson also in there. Now it's Majorly centering a pass out in front. It's loose in the paint. The save is made. The puck is still loose, and the official blows the whistle. He lost sight of it, but you and I, we saw it plain as day from here.
We saw it. Suja fell backwards. Officials lost sight of the puck and blew the play dead as the Flyers were buzzing. Suja kind of falls back. It was near his pads. The officials lost sight of it. Very, very unfortunate,
that is
for
unfortunate.
Little Falls.
You could see it plain as day from our view here. There was not covered at all. Not even close. But just out of the goal line extended view of the official on that side, and once he lost it, he had to blow the whistle. Here's a glove save by Suja, and he holds on. And we'll do it all over again down in the Lightning zone.
How about the speed of Ryan Othout? How many times have we seen that this season where he feels he's got enough room to take off from the Flyers' own zone, and he's got 2 Lightning defenders. They're ready to pounce. He gets to the bottom of the circle before he fired the shot, and Suja would love to have it back.
I think Suja was trying to use his glove on that, and it actually caught the inside of his glove and then went between his arm and his body into the net and just trickled over the goal. But yes, the speed, which Joey Hanowski talked about in the pregame, he says if these guys are going, they're one of the fastest teams in Class A, and he's definitely one of the fastest
Here
ones
he comes
out there.
again.
Here he is at center ice. Left wing side now, a little bobble there by Walensky, played behind the net. Gendro now with it. He'll play it back to Avery. Avery waits. He fires a shot looking for that upper left corner, and it went wide. Chisholm now the one-timer back to Avery. Avery with a shot score save there by Suja, and he holds on as he was looking to make this 2-1.
Good pace, good confidence right now for the Little Falls Flyers. First line, they get the puck movement they needed. Back to Avery, fired the shot. Suja made the save, but it was Chisholm and Ryan Othout with good passes before it got to Avery. Avery, sharpshooter, but couldn't get it past Suja.
Halfway through the period, we're tied at 1. Turnaround shot there by Majorly, fanned on it. Now it's Toma throwing it off the back wall. Played to the line, not out. This is Young. Momentum's on the Flyers side right now. Schmidgall in the corner. Kyler weaves his way through. Kyler still moving. Back now over to Young. Young now working his magic, trying to pass it to the corner, or make that the circle. Held in at the point here by Toma. He'll play it back down Majorly. Now picked up by Young. The no-look pass intercepted there by Versay, and out to center ice it comes. Coming across the line, this is Martin. Then just off the tape there of Anderson. Anderson on a tough angle shot, goal line extended, and Collis has to make the save. Dick back out to center ice. They'll wave it off, say no icing. Back there is Vernus first. He'll be proud. Over here by Rakowski. Rakowski plays it back now to Schmidgall, who's able to keep it in. Now here's Brady Dick, turnaround shot, knocked down there by Verche, and he'll send it down. This doesn't have enough to get across. There'll be a race for the puck. Noise there along with Schmidgall. Oh, that's got to be a 5.
That's
going to be a 5. That has to be a 5-minute.
That's a penalty. Right wing corner, Little Falls Flyers zone. Schmidgall was going 100 miles an hour. What a shift for Kyler Schmidgall. He was jammed from behind. It's got to be, I would think, at least a 5-minute major for boarding. A roughing minor, a 2-minute roughing minor. He slammed him pretty good from behind.
Wow.
And it's going to be a roughing minor at 9:44 of the third period.
Wow.
Penalized Northern Lakes Lightning player is Anthony Noyes. Noyes for roughing.
And Kyler Schmidgall is in, he's bleeding right now. Oh, he's got a cut. He's got a complete cut over his right eye. And they're going to give him a 2-minute penalty. Wow. That's all I can say, folks, is wow.
2-minute minor to Noyes at 9:44 of the third period for roughing. Flyer power play. Second of the night, they're 0 for 1.
Hopefully Kyler's okay. Dad will stitch him up and get him back out there. Here moving in now, this is Chisholm in the corner. 0 for 1 on the power play, as Jamie mentioned. But 47% in their last 6 games. See if they can take the lead here. Paulbeck now gets it. Puck is loose in the slot. Nobody wants to control it, and it comes out to center ice. Picked up here now by Othout, and this will go off the safety netting. The faceoff will come outside the zone at center ice, but I still can't believe that. We'll talk to Wesley Watashik afterwards. Of course, he's an official. I think he's official with this group, too. And by the way, Wesley is going to the state tournament this year, which is awesome. He's going to be reffing again. Right now, they're not happy at all. Joey,
I think it was a 5. It was a 5.
Just normally doesn't say much. He did say something there and gave a disgusted look.
I think at a minimum it was a 5-minute major for boarding, if not a 5 and a 10 for checking from behind.
Absolutely. I mean, it could have been a charge. I mean, it was a charge from way back at the circle. We saw it coming.
But Schmidgall, the last couple shifts, the hustle. And the hustle from Kyler Schmidgall created that play. Right wing corner, Flyer zone. He was drilled from behind. 2-minute minor to Northern Lakes. Little Falls still with 1:10 on the power play, but it's been a slow start in the first 50 seconds of this power play.
Held in at the left point here and just bobbled there by Avery back to center ice. And yeah, they haven't had anything flowing right now. Nope. I think that play might have just shooken the whole team. Like, what happened? Down to a minute to go here on the penalty to Noyes. Noyes got a gift, that's for sure. Back to center ice. Coming across the line now, this is Othout. Othout still with it. He'll play it in the corner. Gendro now. Gendro back now to Othout. Othout waiting. Still 35 seconds here. Now a little give and go out in front to Walensky just out of his reach. Avery now with a shot. Hit traffic in front. Bouncing puck. Gendro trying to play it back to the line. Nobody there. And it'll come all the way down, and Northern Lakes will be able to change up on the penalty kill. 20 seconds left. And it looks like Kyler Schmidgall's all taped up, ready to come back. Played in deep now. 9 seconds left, out to center ice. Paulbeck racing back, and he'll try to get away from Chisholm. Chisholm gets there first. Chisholm comes across the line. Here's Chisholm back to 5-on-5 hockey. Center to pass across. Now it is picking up here by Walensky. Walensky behind the net. Walensky still with it. Joey in the corner now. Vernus there, all over him. Walensky comes towards the net, and the puck taken away. Back the other way is Ryer. Ryer, left wing side, under 5 to go here. We're tied at 1. Ryer, now he'll play it down to the corner to Paulbeck. Paulbeck tripped up. Well, that was a dive. Paulbeck now is throwing around. Back to the point now, Vernus. Vernus with a shot. That hit traffic in front, never reached the net. Paulbeck behind the net to the side of the net. Ryer now trying to wrap around. And it'll be picked up here by Walensky and played out to center ice. Dumped back in here by Vernus.
The Flyers need a change. These guys have been out here forever. They were out on the power play, and they're still out. The top 5 for the Little Falls Flyers.
Well, Avery will go forever. Avery's like Faber. He'll be out there for like 30-plus minutes if he could. And this will be played all the way down. onto the netminder Collis, and we'll get a whistle and a stoppage of play. With to go here in the third, tied at 1.
And the tying goal came at 6:41 of the third period. Ryan Othout, the leading scorer for the Little Falls Flyers. 13th goal of the season, single assist, Kyler Schmidgall.
Face off in the right circle to the left minder of Collis, the left that is, of the netminder Collis. Good to see Kyler Schmidgall is back out there once again. And this will be Nybakken. His shot is nearly redirected, and getting a piece of that one was Collis. Had to play it away. Here's Toma. Outlet pass too strong. No icing. And Nybakken will have to go back. I don't think Coach Randolph liked that too much. Played now to the line. Out to center ice it comes. Schmidgall over now to Dick. And Dick bumped off the puck as he dumps it in. Inside of 3:40 to go here in the third. Bouncing puck comes out to center ice. Schmidgall will dump it in. Flyers have to touch. And moved ahead here by Cable. Cable to Peterson, left wing side. Moves ahead here to Martin, who's got the lone goal for Northern Lakes. Schmidgall behind the net. In the corner now. Peterson sends it around. Picked up here by Majorly. Tried to feed it out to center. Instead, it's intercepted here by Verche. Verche comes across the line. Verche with a shot, and that one didn't miss by much. Tipped to the line, not out. Knocked down in the circle. And it'll be Young carrying it to the line, but not out. Noyes working hard. He'll play it down to the corner. Gets it to Marthaler. Now Fulton centered it out. Tried to get it to Noyes. Down to 2:45 to go here as we're tied. That one gets through, and they say icing here on the Flyers with 2:43 to go here in the third, tied at 1.
What a good shift for the Northern Lakes Lightning's third line. Parker Fulton centers Jaden Marthaler and Anthony Noyes. They had a chance, a couple chances, to get the go-ahead goal, and the Flyers were able to fend them off in their own end of the ice.
Face off in the left circle to the right of the netminder Collis. Draw cleanly won there by Olthout. Out to center ice now. This will get through everyone. And an icing call coming up here once again.
Gendro acts like he might have got a piece of it. Walensky went up ahead to Gendro, tried that home run stretch pass. Gendro reacted as if he got a piece of it, but Little Falls is called for icing. Defensive zone faceoff to the right of Collis.
2:35 to go here. Face off in that circle. Draw one once again here by Olthout. Tough angle shot comes on net by Ryer. And the save made there by Collis. Played to the line, out to center ice here by Walensky. Moves ahead here to Ryan Olthout. Olthout comes across the blue line. Olthout a little quick shot towards the netminder. Sujan, the save is made and holding on. And now we've got another injured player. It looks like
Chisholm.
Chisholm is shaken up a little bit as he's working some kinks out.
Trent the trainer has been busy tonight.
It's been a mash unit all year. I don't
Trent the
remember
trainer,
this many injuries.
Trent
in
the
a
trainer's
season.
had appointments with Joey Walensky, his son Kyler, and now Remy Chisholm.
Yeah, Kyler got stitched up pretty quickly, and he had a nice gash over the right eye from that hit from Noyes. That was only a 2-minute roughing call. That one needs to be looked at again. And in the corner, we'll get an icing call on the Northern Lakes Lightning. And we'll ring it back.
Lightning were too thrilled with that icing call. After the whistle, Luke Avery having a discussion with Jacob Peterson. Face off deep in the Lightning zone to the left of Suja. We're tied at 1, late stages of the third.
Face off in the right circle to the left of the netminder, that being Suja.
Well, the goaltender battle did materialize. Yeah. It's Suja against Collis, and both have been outstanding.
Couple of the top goaltenders in Class A. They're picked up by Dick. His shot, that one is just a little bit wide. Down to 2 to go here in the third. We're tied at 1. Floating puck out to center ice, picked up by Avery. He'll play it now over to Chisholm, and that gets through everyone, and icing back the other way with 1:48 to go here.
It's an unforced error from Little Falls to give the Lightning the offensive zone faceoff to the right of Collis, and it's the Lightning's first line, Balmer, Ryer, and Paulbeck. Opposed, of course, by Little Falls' first line.
Each team has a timeout.
Yes, they do.
With 1:48. You might want to be strategic about that if you need to rest some guys possibly here. As the Flyers do win the draw, but unable to clear it out. As it'll be Chisholm weaving his way through. This is Gendro, right wing side. Gendro trying to get around Vernus. Goes into the corner. Ballmer now behind the net. Tries to move it up to Paulbeck. Shot there and gloved by Suja. Coming off the stick there of Remy Chisholm with 1:23 to go.
Chisholm releases one from the left point. Glove save made by Suja. 32-31. The Lightning have the shots on goal advantage and a 1-1 tie.
A couple of top 15 teams in Class A doing battle at the Exchange Arena, and they will battle once again the final game of the regular season for the Flyers on February 11th up at Breezy Point.
And it'll be the second to last regular season game for the Northern Lakes Lightning. They conclude at home against Warroad.
Yeah, just a easy team like Warroad, right?
And Warroad right now the top team in 8A.
Yeah, they're currently ranked 4th in the latest Let's Play hockey poll that came out today. Hermantown number 1, Cloquet 2, Monticello 3, Warroad 4, and Hibbing rounds out the top 5. Down to 1:05 to go here in the third. We're tied at 1. Flyers on the attack. There's a chance by Gendro, and Suja gets the pad out there to make the save. Puck picked up here now by Anderson. He'll play it up now to Ballmer. Ballmer comes across the line, try to drop it off there. Back the other way now. Moved ahead here. Here's Avery racing after the puck. Avery 1-on-4. Bouncing puck goes wide. Avery gets it back in the corner. Avery trying to be bumped off the puck there. Still Avery had it. Avery now still with the puck. Now getting some help there. Majorly, 30 seconds left. Majorly on the end wall, trying to center it out in front. Avery now turnaround shot. Save made. Rebound loose to the side of the net. And Suja comes up with the save. And this will go up and out of play, and the faceoff will stay in the Lightning zone with 19.1 to go.
What a good job by Luke Avery and Bo Majorly working hard around the net near the end boards to keep that puck alive, to give Little Falls a chance to score late in the third period.
Faceoff in the left circle to the right of the netminder, Suja. Paulbeck wins the draw. Puck goes into the corner. Vernus trying to hold it there. Now behind the net with it. Vernus once again intercepted here by Othout. Kicked ahead to the stick there of Walensky. Now it's Othout with a shot, and as he was falling down, he shot it up and shot it into the safety netting with 4.2 to go.
A good job by Joey Walensky to keep that puck alive with his skates. And by keeping that puck alive, Ryan Othout had a chance, but it was the Lightning diving in front of that Othout shot, and a stick deflects that puck into the safety netting.
This will be played around, and we are going to overtime. And for the Little Falls Flyers, they've seen overtime a few times this year. I believe this will be their 4th.
Yes, overtime number 4. They have a tie with Sauk Rapids, a win against Proctor, and then the tie Friday night with the Thief River Falls Prowlers.
Let's get a scoring summary of period number 3, and there's only one goal to tell you about.
That came from Little Falls' Ryan Othout at 6:41 of the third period. Kyler Schmidgall received the assist. Ryan Othout's 13th goal of the season. Kyler Schmidgall on the assist, 6:41 of period 3. We were tied at 1 as Othout took that shot from the bottom of the faceoff circle, and it just got through Suja to tie the game at 1. Northern Lakes' goal was back in period 2 at 1:11. That came from Jerome Martin, and for Martin it was his 11th goal of the season. As we have a chance here to look at the Northern Lakes goal that was scored back in period 2 off of Avery back to Martin into the Little Falls Flyers net, and that made it 1-0 Lightning. The Othout goal tied it in the third period at 6:41. Shots on goal. In period 3, I had 12 for Little Falls, 9 for Northern Lakes. Through regulation, 33 for the Flyers, 32 for the Lightning. In period 3, Collis was 9 of 9. Suja was 11 of 12. Through regulation, Collis and the Little Falls Flyers net is 31 of 32. And Suja in the Northern Lakes Lightning net is 32 of 33. We have had 3 penalties in this game, 2 to Northern Lakes, 1 to Little Falls. Northern Lakes hasn't had a power play opportunity because the delayed penalty was nullified on Ryan Othau when Jerome Martin scored in the second period. Little Falls has had 2 power play opportunities tonight, and they are 0 for 2 with the man advantage. Northern Lakes is 10-5. Little Falls is 9-4-2. 1-1 through 3 periods at the Exchange Arena. Goaltenders will switch ends, and we'll have an 8-minute overtime.
As you had mentioned, the Flyers 1-0-2 in overtime games. On the other side, I just saw 1 overtime game, and that was against Thief River Falls, where they lost 6-5 in Northern Lakes, so they are officially 0-1 in overtime games this year.
Monticello beat Providence Academy 3-2.
Okay, so Monticello picks up the win, and they will await the Flyers coming up on Thursday. Flyers are hoping to do the same here and pick up win number 10 on the season.
The Flyers really had a great chance to get the go-ahead goal in the third period. They really had the Lightning at times back on their heels, especially after Ryan Othau tied the game at 6:41 of the third period. Little Falls had the better of the play, but the goaltending that we talked about in the pregame has been outstanding on both sides. Suja for the Lightning, Collis for the Little Falls Flyers.
Ready for some free hockey, Jamie?
See how overtime progresses. First line against first line to start overtime.
All right, sudden death, 8 minutes on the clock. And if nobody scores in 8 minutes, it'll be the tie, and for the Flyers, it'll be their third. See what happens here. Played to the line, not out here. Held in there by Vernus. Now it'll be Avery. First, last time the Flyers were in an overtime, they ended it quickly. And that was against Proctor here. There's a quick shot taken there by Othau to the save made by Suja.
And the Flyers ended it quickly against Proctor because they had that offensive zone faceoff in the same faceoff circle, and they ended up winning the game as Gendro tipped the Avery shot.
We're going to see a change right away here by head coach Joey Hanowski. Bring out the second unit here.
Second unit for Northern Lakes.
As tripped up there was one of the Martin for the Lightning. And some people asking where the penalty call is there, and nothing call is that goes up on a play. We'll do it all again in that same circle.
Face-off will be to the right of Suja. Northern Lakes' next game is Thursday night. They'll play Proctor. Little Falls beat Proctor earlier this year in overtime, 3-2.
Draw one this time by Anderson. Held in at the right point here by Toma. Moved ahead now in the corner. Back now to Toma it comes. Gets over to Schmidgall. Schmidgall's shot knocked down there by Martin. Never reached. Behind the net now. Loose puck comes to the left circle. Schmidgall plays it in the corner to Majorly. Majorly working there is played away there by Verche. And out to center ice comes Martin. His pass too strong. That's going to be icing coming up here in the Lightning. We'll bring it back down there, and we'll see what head coach Joey Hanowski wants to do. He's looking, waiting to see what Coach Randolph's going to do, and this looks like they're both going to stay out there.
Martin tried to catch Anderson down the left wing boards, didn't connect. Lightning called for icing. 54 seconds into overtime. Another offensive zone faceoff for the Little Falls Flyers. Paul Beck against Walensky.
And Walensky wins the draw. Gets it to Othau, his shot, and Sujak with a shot. Score! Luke Avery has won it for Little Falls, 2-1 in overtime.
And I think Joey Walensky just went into the 100-point club. I think Walensky's going to get the second assist on the goal. We'll take a look at it here. Walensky takes the face-off to Ryan Othau. Yep, and Walensky will get the second assist. He'll go into the 100-point club. Luke Avery gets the game-winning goal, his fifth of the season, 59 seconds.
Luke Avery with an assist to number 22, Ryan Othau. That's Avery from Othau.
Well, they haven't given it to Walensky, but I think he's the one that won the draw, right?
Yes, Walensky won the face-off, Othau to Avery, and Avery shot it in. So I believe after further review, it's going to be a Walensky assist.
It's not clean, but it will be close enough. And more importantly, the Little Falls Flyers come up with yet another overtime win here at home. This time a 2-1 win over Northern Lakes, which was a very good hockey game, Jamie.
And the importance of winning face-offs in overtime. And the Little Falls Flyers, they won a face-off in overtime against Proctor. They got the game-winning goal. They win a face-off here against Northern Lakes. Critical. 1 minute into overtime, and it's Luke Avery's 5th goal of the season at the 59-second mark of overtime as Little Falls gets their 10th win of the season. They beat Northern Lakes 2-1.
And of course, there will be a rematch, as we just talked about it a little bit. That'll be coming up on the 11th. That's Tuesday, February 11th. So if my math is right on that, that would be 3 weeks from tonight. That'll be at the Northern Lakes rink, which is Breezy Point Arena. We'll let the head coach come up here, Joey Hanowski. Congratulations, Joey. A hard-fought game. Both teams played very well tonight, and more importantly, both goaltenders played very well tonight.
Yeah, what a hockey game. You know, it's always great when you're on the winning side of it, but fun game. I think both fans from both sides, you got your money's worth tonight. It was a fun game.
Absolutely. Got a little free hockey, but you guys give free hockey here at the Exchange Arena, but you don't give much of it because you score right away. And how important is it to score right away, maybe in the opening minute, especially when you're at home?
Yeah, it's always nice to score in overtime, but yeah, for sure it's nice to do in first couple of minutes. And yeah, can't say enough. That was just a really fun hockey game.
You beat Proctor in overtime because you won an offensive zone faceoff. You beat Northern Lakes tonight in overtime because you won an offensive zone faceoff.
Yeah, we can't keep stressing to our guys how big faceoffs are, right? You're either chasing possession or you got it. So yeah, another big win for us.
I thought you really had Northern Lakes on the run in the third period after Oathout tied it. And it looked like you were maybe going to go ahead, but it was quite a battle in period 3 just to get to overtime.
Yeah, I thought the second half of third period we wore them down a little bit. You know, we did a good job. We rolled 3 lines for the most part, and then when we went to 2, I don't think they could handle the 2.
I was just going to say, you were consistent with 3 lines tonight, and first of all, kudos to you on that, and you got to feel that you're getting some good time from that third line to keep them out there.
Yeah, they're playing with confidence right now, and they know their identity, right? That third line did a really good job. Thought our second line did a nice job tonight, too. Don't know if he had a point, but Bo Majurli was just great tonight. I thought below the net, created a lot of opportunities. We were kind of getting on his line mates like, you need to be ready for the opportunities, because I thought he was really good behind the net creating opportunities for us.
Yeah, he did create some opportunities, and I think you're right. Some of the kids weren't ready for some of those no-look passes that he was good, but he is just oozing with confidence right now after getting a goal and assist in the game against Crookston.
Yeah, I mean, the point he had to play, Brady Dick had a wide open net tap in, but he wasn't expecting Bo to make that play, and to be honest, not a lot of kids do make that play at this level, and it was a high-level pass, and we just got to be ready. We got to be better around the net. I thought we left some opportunities, but they did a good job of plugging it too. So
it sure doesn't get old to talk about the play of your goaltender, Isaac Collis, and what Collis was able to do tonight. 31 of 32. Suja was good on the Northern Lakes end. Unfortunately, you got the game winner, but what a night for Collis.
Yeah, both goalies played really well. I thought we just second period was a little frustrating for us. I just thought we left a lot of shots out there, missing the net or trying to do too much. And we just told our top line, like, when in doubt, just rip it on net, and that's how Ryan scored. Good hard shot net and it squeaked through, and yeah, I think we're like you guys said, after that we just started rolling a little bit.
You lose to Hutchinson just before Christmas 4-1. A lot of long faces, long bus ride home. You're 7-1-1 since that Hutchinson loss. What changed?
I just think our mentality. I think they found out that night if we want to play a selfish individual game, we're not going to win hockey games. I think tonight, both teams, it was fun to watch in the sense of they played to their identity, right? A lot of times it was red and deep. Might not be the prettiest hockey that you're going to see, but that's playoff hockey. When in doubt, get it deep and go to work. And yeah, we just couldn't say enough about Northern Lakes. What a great game.
You got a lot of good kids on your team, but boy, 22 and 14, they come to play, don't they?
Yeah, 14, you could tell in about the third period. He went, I call it beast mode a little bit, where he wasn't pacing himself and he was ready to go. And just his hockey sense, right? I think everyone looks at Luke's motor, but just to sneak down on that play, case of a rebound and put it home was that's high-level hockey.
How about the goal that Ryan Othout scored? All the way from your own zone, beat a couple Lightning defenders, took that shot at the bottom of the right face-off circle. Suja got some of it, but not enough of it. But we've seen that from Ryan Othout. You talked about speed in your keys to the game, and that was all speed by Ryan Othout.
Well, his big brother was here tonight and yelled at him after the second to shoot the puck more, so maybe he can get credit. Yeah, Ryan is an exceptional talent. I mean, he's a big kid, strong kid, and he can skate. And when he puts it on display there, it's fun to watch. So he can be a game breaker for us.
One thing, I don't want to make this negative, but you did have some injuries during the game, but it looks like for the most part they're okay. We'll have to wait and see on that. The one I'm concerned about is Kyler Schmidgall. Boy, he looked like he got a bad hit in the corner, got a cut to above the eye. How's he doing?
Schmiggy's good. He was out there at the end, but yeah, there's a lot of tough kids on our team, but I mean, Kyler Schmigdall's at the top of the list. I think he'll play through anything if he can, and yeah, I mean, his dad patched him up, and he didn't even miss a shift because of the power play, and yeah, like I said, he stepped up, and yeah.
Here's the play right now. We're showing on Flyer Media Production how he just got drilled into the corner. They only gave him a 2-minute penalty. I don't know what your thoughts were on that, but we thought right away, that should have been a 5.
Yeah, I mean, they explained it to me, and it's a 2. I get it, understand it. You know, it's easy for me to yell at the refs after, you know, you look at your kid and evaluate that he's bleeding, all that. I mean, they got to make a call before they can even evaluate the kid. So, like I said, we got a power play and didn't capitalize. At the end of the day, whether it's a 2 or a 5, refs gave us a penalty, and we can't argue with what they gave us.
Should be in a good frame of mind going into Monticello Thursday night.
Yeah, I think so. And like I said, all we want to go down there is improve from what we did last time. I mean, we just want it to be a good hockey game at the end of the day. They're exceptionally good. They've got 1 loss, and it was to Cathedral. And so, like I said, we just want to keep building. That's what I think, going back to your comment about when we lost to Hutch over last month, we're just worried about us. I think there's too much going on in Class A to be worried about everybody else. We're just worried about how we can get better day in and day out.
Well, you're getting better and better each day, and you're looking tougher and tougher, and people are taking notice, I think, of Little Falls once again here as we get to the end of the season, Coach.
Yeah, it's like I said, when you're winning, they give you all the compliments, and when you're losing, they give you the negative compliments. So we just keep our head down. I think, to be honest, my first year, I really got into looking at the rankings, and I just don't even look at it anymore. It doesn't matter. We were the number 1 seed my first year and lost to a 4 seed. So just trying to get our hockey team the best we can be for February.
Hard work goes a long ways, and that's exactly what we saw from the Little Falls Flyers tonight. I know in your pregame comments you said at times you were happy about the play on the weekend, at times you weren't, but you've got to be pretty pleased with what you saw from the Flyers tonight and what they can bring against Monticello on Thursday.
Yeah, and like I said, we had a little adversity, right? We didn't get to practice yesterday. Kids were basically 2 days at home. I was fortunate we had a team like Northern Lakes or in Alexandria come into our building. Teams like that where our kids are getting up for it. It's a big rivalry. You know, we have rivalries with Cathedral and Monticello, but Northern Lakes, Alexandria, those are District 15 youth hockey rivalries that you start in squirts. So our kids get up for these games.
You know, you guys don't see it, but on the screen right now, obviously we're on there, and you got Devin from the other radio station and Mike Randolph, of course, the winningest coach in the state of Minnesota. A great guy. We had a chance to sit down and chat with him a little bit. I'm sure you had a chance to also talk to him.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy, and I mean, you can tell by how his team plays, how he gets all those wins. They're disciplined, they're structured. They know how they need to play, and like I said, at times I was just impressed watching how they are very disciplined in their structures, and we've learned a lot tonight too. I mean, there's some things that coaches and I were talking about, like this could be something we can implement too. So yeah, I mean, these games are great. They're non-section games. They're great games to have, but as coaches, you learn from these top teams in the state what we could do better as well.
Well, Coach Randolph didn't get win number 718 tonight because Luke Avery scored in overtime.
Yeah, like I said, it's a lot of wins. That's I can't even fathom coaching that many games, to be honest, at this point. But yeah, like I said, it was a great hockey game, and you know, it was one of those. I looked at Newman. I'm glad we won, but I kind of hope it didn't end in a tie. It was someone deserved to win, right? Both teams played really hard tonight. Someone deserved to win the game, and just really happy it was us. My wife can have a little bragging rights up in Nisswa now because half of the kids go to Northern Lakes and half the kids go to Brainerd. So she gave me the look this morning and said, you know what you need to do tonight. So happy wife coming home.
All right, well, there is a rematch in 3 weeks, too, so you'll have to get the sweep, hopefully, up in Breezy. Congratulations on the win, and we will see you on Thursday at Moose Sherritt.
Yeah, should be a fun one. Shout out to my wife. Hopefully Trey's sleeping, and everyone have a great night.
All right, once again, that is the head coach of the Little Falls Flyers, that being Joey Hanowski, and a celebratory coach indeed with the 2-1 victory in overtime. Let's give the post-game show And let's wrap things up on this one as Jamie likes to run through all the scores, and we'll see those on the replay here with Mark Deal on FMP.
Well, I didn't utilize much lead from my mechanical pencil in the first period because we were scoreless after one. Didn't have a penalty in the first period. 10-6 Northern Lakes had the shots on goal advantage in the first period. In period two, we found an icebreaker. It came at 1:11 from Northern Lakes as Jerome Martin, his 11th of the season, single assist Jacob Peterson. Martin from Peterson, 1:11 of the second period, as there was a delayed penalty upcoming to Little Falls's Ryan Othout at the time, and the Lightning nullified that Othout penalty, scoring at 1:11 as it went off Avery onto the stick of Martin. He put it past Collis for a 1-0 Northern Lakes lead. The Lightning took that 1-0 lead into the second period intermission. Shots on goal in period two, 15 for Little Falls, 13 for Northern Lakes. The Lightning had the shots on goal advantage 23-21 through 2 periods of play. The Flyers would tie it at 6:41 of the third period. 13th goal of the season for Ryan Othout, all the way from his own end of the ice. There's a couple Lightning defenders lurking, but it's Othout's shot from the bottom of the faceoff circle. Suja got some of it, but not enough of it as the Flyers get the tying goal, 13th of the season for Othout. Single assist Kyler Schmidgall, 6:41 of the third, 1-1. Shots on goal in the third period, 12 for Little Falls, 9 for Northern Lakes. Through 3 periods, Little Falls had a 33-32 shots on goal advantage. The game winner, the hero, was Luke Avery at 59 seconds of overtime as Avery, his 5th goal of the season. Nice face-off win by Little Falls as Joey Walensky, Othout, and then Luke Avery into the Northern Lakes Lightning net. Game-winning goal, 59 seconds of overtime as Little Falls beats Northern Lakes 2-1. It was announced as Avery from Ryan Othout. I believe in the end it's going to be Avery from Othout and Walensky at 59 seconds of the third period, and the signage indicates that Joey Walensky does have his 100th point, and I'm sure he does.
Yeah,
he won the face-off, and it will be a Walensky assist, the second assist, 100 points for Joey Walensky.
What I was going to say is Joey Hanowski came over while you were talking and said he got his 100th is what they're going to call it. So yes, congratulations.
There we go.
As you see there on the screen, Joey Walensky, the senior, the 4-year starter here for the Flyers, has now put himself into the 100-point club, number 26, as you mentioned.
Joey Walensky won the face-off in the Proctor game, and Little Falls was able to score from that Walensky face-off win to beat Proctor. Joey Walensky wins the face-off tonight in overtime, less than a minute into the extra session, and what a way for Walensky to go into the Little Falls Flyers 100-point club. 51 goals, 49 assists, right on the nose at 100 points, 26th member. Well-deserved Joey Walensky. As here's a look at it again. Walensky, Ryan Othout, shot, rebound, Avery, boom, back of the net, game over.
Yep, game over, and Walensky, 26th member of the 100-point club. By the way, with that goal by Avery, it gives him now, I believe, 106 in his career, so he's one shy now of a bunch of players that are at 19.
And remember, Joey Walensky was shaken up in the second period. We did not know if Joey Walensky was going to finish the game tonight. Fortunately, he did and won that faceoff, but he was shaken up in the second period. Had a number of shakeups on the Flyers side tonight.
Let me actually correct myself. With that goal by Avery, that is his 107th point, which will put him tied at 19 now on the list with the likes of Austin Bjorgi, Lucas Jorgensen, Ben Nelson, and our very own Wesley Wojtaszek as well. So he's got some company there tonight. So once again, congratulations to not only to Luke Avery for 107, but congratulations for joining the 100-point club. As you see, Mark Deal has the 100-point club up there. Now we can add Joey Walensky to that list.
And for those of you that might not see a lot of Little Falls Flyers hockey, Joey Walensky and Luke Avery played as Bantam-eligible freshmen for the Little Falls Flyers in Joey Hanowski's first season as head coach. So Walensky, Avery, and Coach Hanowski have been together now for 4 years. Avery and Walensky in the 100-point club, and who knows? The sky's the limit. The number of wins Joey's going to have once his career is done.
It's true, and the one thing too that we kind of learned about over the weekend when Remy Chisholm talked to me about these guys were peewees. They did very well, but Joey and Luke weren't on that peewee team. They actually were kind of always moved up. So now them being together. And I think they said they were one game away from going to state then. We're starting to see that chemistry come back together once again. That has been there since, I guess it really has been since Squirts way back then.
Hard work prevails tonight. It was a good effort on both sides. You know, on paper, we talked about, was this going to be a goaltending battle? Was it going to be a goaltending duel? That's exactly what we had. Both goaltenders played well. Look what Little Falls had to do to get that game-winning goal in overtime.
That's crazy, but what a goal it was, and it gives the Flyers their 10th win of the season to go to 10-4-2. As you mentioned, the loss to the Lightning, they go to 10-6, and of course both teams will go their separate ways, and then they'll meet again in 3 weeks. Of course, non-section game here, but very important games though, especially seeding-wise, because you start looking at common opponents and stuff with other teams. You'll want to kind of match those up, and both these teams play a lot of the similar teams, so come their respected seedings, when it's section time, the seedings will come out, and they'll use these games. Right now, Northern Lake's most likely going to be the 1 seed. The Flyers right now, they're still hovering as a 3 seed probably. They need a win against Monticello, I think, to elevate them up to maybe a 2, possibly a 1.
Well, on Saturday from Crookston during our radio broadcast, I knew Little Falls had 3 games this week. I said, Tuesday night against Northern Lakes, the appetizer. We've got the main course on Thursday in Monticello as the Moose and Flyers clash for the second time. And it's dessert on Saturday as Little Falls hosts Dodge County, and we celebrate the 20-year anniversary of the first state tournament team.
Who's bringing the cake?
Well, maybe you should.
Have you seen me cook, at least bake? I can cook, I can't bake. Okay. So anyway, big shout out once again to Mark Deal behind the scenes, all the student body that made it possible. And of course, the next time you will see us on Flyer Media Productions, we'll be celebrating 20-year anniversary of that 04-05 team, the first team to make it to state. Talk more about that.
Yeah, we're going to have a number of guests. We plan to have a couple guests between the first and second period, a couple guests between the second and third period, and then we'll sprinkle Tony Kuchar in throughout the broadcast, as of course Tony Kuchar won 426 games in his 28-year career as the head coach of the Little Falls Flyers. That's the first team of 7 that Kuchar took to the state tournament. Should be a fun afternoon.
Should be a great time. And by the way, the next broadcast coming up on radio, that'll be Thursday night as we'll travel down to Monticello, Moose Sherritt Arena. Always a fun place to play. The Flyers taking on the Monticello Moose. That game, a 7 o'clock start, 6:30 pregame on Q92 and streaming online at fallsradio.com. We will talk to you on Thursday.
Fun night. Joey Hanowski's in the 100-point club. Luke Avery gets the game winner. Ryan Othout scores the game-tying goal in the third period, and Little Falls gets their 10th win of the season, and Collis stops 31.
Congratulations to Joey Walensky joining the 100-point club. Congratulations to the Flyers for picking up a 2-1 overtime win tonight. Once again, for Mark Deal, the entire student body, for Jamie Pettit, I'm James Hershey. Thanks for watching on FMP. We'll see you on Saturday afternoon. Until then, have a good night.